This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, break out your Frosty and get ready to get bothered by your neighbors because we're talking about the indefensible Christmas with the Kranks. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Erik Santiska.
Chris Cabin. And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. It's Christmas with the Kranks from 2004.
We are
directed by
cranking.
Joe Roth.
Oh, yeah. We're cranking off.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you think, to your point, Chris, do you think if you saw like Tim Allen in Michigan shopping at like a grocery store,
Would you thank him?
no, if you just
For
go,
his service?
if you just give him a you think he's getting mad at you? You think he's like gonna like
I think that's a dirty look.
Yeah,
right?
he's looking directly into you. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
I think,
oh, you think that's funny?
yeah, exactly.
yeah, like a just out of nowhere, that's a problem. But if it's a thing where it's like you and him, there's some sort of nonsense happens at the register, and you got to make some comment about like, oh, geez, I hope this is the right one, or the wife's gonna get after me, and then you make eye contact with Tim Allen and you just go. Rough. He's like, yeah, rough indeed.
Correct, young man.
That's a rough.
I think if he can notice that you're both rich and white, he might be nicer
that's
to you.
true.
You might be like, you know what? You get this one.
Yeah,
That's
if
fine.
you're wearing a Trump 2024 shirt, you go, "Arr!" He's like, "Arr!"
Aru indeed.
Do you want to come to my Christmas party? Rough.
Right, because he's become quite right wing, right?
He has indeed.
Yes.
He had that show, that reactionary show where he runs a vlog or something.
Yeah.
Last man standing.
Which
Right.
that is like, he's doing a vlog, dude. That is a fucking beeline to a Jan 6 storyline.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That's what I assume they were building towards before the show was taken off for a little bit. I don't know if it went back on for too long, but I know it came back.
It did, because it was that big quote unquote victory
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
Fox picked it up when ABC or whoever was too much of a fucking coward to keep it on the air.
Oh, God.
That's why I think that's also why Ray Donovan lasted for as long as it did, is because they're like, we have to let them keep having careers. It's like 5
John
conservative fucking like somewhat mainstream actors
Is
out there.
Donovan Sr. trying to stop the steal on that show?
I did not follow it. Surprise. After about one season, I was like, no.
Oh, I thought you were fucking Johnny Chris Donovan.
No, sir.
okay.
No.
Johnny
My love
Chris
for
Donovan.
my love for Liev Schreiber can only go so far.
It's early, Steve.
Now
I
I'm
don't
just
know. I don't
curious
know
with
what
Johnny Chris Donovan.
It's a nice one. It's a nice expression right there.
Yeah.
This is like Tim Allen, like he's kind of jacked in this movie. Like the opening
is,
shot is
yeah.
like, look at my muscles, I'm Tim Allen. Like there was a short period where he like kind of bulked up and he wanted everybody to know about it.
Well, did that have anything to do with the motion picture Joe Somebody, where he
Possible.
was boxing?
Oh yeah.
Putty, was it?
Yeah,
It's
David Putty.
And Belushi's in there, too.
Oh,
Yes.
Yikes.
Putty
Stay
cucks
tuned.
him at work, and it goes over very badly.
Or did he bulk up for the Shaggy Dog remake, you think? Is that where it started?
Or maybe he was it's just 2007, so he was right around thinking maybe he gets Bane. It was down to him or Tom Hardy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see either of them in the role, actually.
Oh,
Batman.
Chris Nolan. Hello. Oh, what time is it there? Oh, yeah. I don't understand how time works over there. Anyway, I should. Do you have a mask yet for it? Because I would really like to see the Bane mask.
Ruff. You, I was born in it. You think that who's your ally?
Now, Chris, let me tell you something. I think this would be more dramatically, just stable if Batman was across a fence whenever he's talking to Bane.
Oh, Batman! I see you've met Bane's wife, Jill.
Oh, my son Randy. Oh man, he breaks Batman over his knee, and he's like, "More power!"
But then he's always complaining about his knee afterwards. He's like, "Oh, when it rains."
Al Borland is like, you could have broke that back better there, Tim.
Just Bane with a huge Detroit Lions winter coat on.
Yes, and
He wouldn't blow up that stadium. That's that much.
No, no, definitely not.
It's their year this year.
I'm blowing up the Pottery Barn. My wife wanted me to go there.
I said sorry. Oh, I gotta get into character. I said sorry, Jill. I couldn't go to Pottery Barn because it's a cratering hole in the ground.
Ra's al Ghul has been recast from Liam Neeson to Richard Karn.
I don't think so, Bane. This is way more fun than Christmas with the Cranks.
Sure,
Christmas movie.
I think that casting someone with an actual criminal record to play a Batman villain is smart.
Might be good. Might be good.
2 criminals in this movie, by the way. I'll point out the second one we get.
Oh,
there.
I cannot
like
wait.
that.
Is it sexual?
No.
Thank God.
Okay.
So this movie, it's your classic case of it's directed by a person who is normally a very successful producer and sort of fumbled into directing this. But check this out. This guy, one more title, and we have to create the We Hate Movies 10-Timers Club with this guy. So previous episodes that he's either directed or produced: America's Sweethearts, Offbeat, the Judge Reinhold movie.
Oh dear.
Exorcist 3, House Guest, The Jerky Boys, While You Were Sleeping, Sabotage, and Doolittle.
Wait, the guy he produced.
He was
Okay,
producer on
got
all
it.
of those except for America's Sweethearts, which he directed.
I think it would be awesome if the same director of Jerky Boys and Exorcist 3, that was a thing. That would be an amazing film.
Look, I like to bring some variety to the career. You know, you can't just do the same thing all the time.
But we should thank this guy. I mean, this guy's made us some money. You know?
Appreciate it.
You know, thank you, Joe.
Some fodder. Keep him coming.
Also, yeah, I mean, you look at that producer list, by the way, it's a fucking stay tuned laundry list. Don't even worry
and
about
I mean,
it.
like, the good news is you've got this movie is it's a comedy firmly in the tradition of knee slappers like The Firm, The Rainmaker, Runaway Jury.
Yes.
Really funny movie.
What makes you bring up all of those John Grisham stories, Steve?
Because John Grisham wrote the book Surviving Christmas. Or, I'm sorry, Skipping Christmas.
Skipping Christmas.
Okay,
yes.
so that's the original title then.
Yes.
Skipping
Yes.
Christmas.
Which they say
this should have
100
just been.
Well, I think it was, what I read was that movie, which it's funny that I made that mistake. The movie Surviving Christmas was coming out at the same time.
What the fuck one is that? Is that with
That's
Vince Vaughn?
Gandolfini and Ben Affleck.
Oh,
right.
yes.
And he hires a family, I think. Is
Yes.
that the thing?
Yeah, I think he hires a family to look normal, and like
Yeah.
James Gandolfini to be like,
'Cause he's
I
rich.
guess I'm your dad. I guess I'll be your dad.
Never saw that one. It's Ben Affleck's got a few now, right? Because there's Reindeer Games.
Yes.
Is that one?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not. Is that set at Christmas?
I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
They're
Oh,
like-
I was
Frankenheimer
least.
joint, I think.
I was confusing Reindeer Games with what is that fucking? Is it a John Woo movie? Oh, Paycheck. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
That is not set at Christmas.
Paycheck, not set at Christmas.
No.
Bonus,
That's set at-
maybe, if you're good. Company bonus set at Christmas.
That's set at garbage. It's a
So
terrible
it's
movie.
this fucking like little boomer cutesy comedy Christmas book that is then adapted by King of the 80s Chris Columbus
Yeah.
Oof.
for a movie he doesn't wind up directing, and it's just this guy.
It's just, but there's so little here. Like this movie, like it's air. It's like, and not in a good way. Like,
but
it's
it's
not
like-
airy.
I also don't think it knows what, like, I don't think anybody, like, needs to say anything, but, like, whatever it is
Yes.
trying to say, it doesn't know what it is.
Well, because it flip flops on.
keeps on flipping.
It's just trying to say, could you imagine? I mean, could you imagine skipping Christmas? Oh my God.
This movie, more than anything, is a cautionary tale about getting too close to your neighbors
Yeah.
and why anything beyond a polite hello, you got to cut it off, or you got to be really careful, because this neighborhood where they're all like, "Come on, buddy, we're a family." S my fucking dirty D, dude. Are you kidding me?
You know what? I think it's fine to become friends with your neighbors and all this stuff. I think that's if you want to, go after relationships like that, I understand it. I would just suggest you do not move to Dogville. I would suggest you not do that and just go around people because everybody is insane on this spot. Everybody's just fucking crazy.
Where are all our walls?
It seems like Tim Allen was insane prior, right? He was like Captain Christmas of this neighborhood. He's got that party every year.
Well, that's what you don't see any remnants of that whatsoever. That he enjoyed any of this.
You don't know what he thinks about Christmas, one in the beginning or at the end, really. Which is kind of the problem. You want it to be like, you know what? Every year I get stuck doing this stupid shit. We spend too much money. Yep. I'm sick of it. Just let's take 1 year off for us. But it's more like it turns into this bizarre financial calculation, which doesn't make a ton of sense either.
Well, but he also wants everybody to know how bold he is for doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to the letter he writes everybody in his fucking office, which would make me, I don't think about ever walking into a workplace and shooting everyone, but that one might just steer me there if I got something like that.
I like that because he's handing it out as letters, no email,
and he's like doing tricks to do it. He's like, "Oh my god, here's a letter."
He's very
"Fuck
so much
you."
He's snappily delivering these "I'm not doing Christmas" letters. I mean, the thing is, though, aside from that, which the theatricality of it, give me a break, but I am on Tim Allen's side here. You should totally be able to say, listen, we're just not doing it this year.
Yeah.
It's a real problem, and I noticed it even in my own family. We're much better now because we're way beyond it. But those first few years where it's like people are getting older, some people are dying off, we want to change the holiday plans a little bit. Those first years of trying to crack away at that, it was an impossibility. And people need to stop being so oh my God, this is what we've done for years at Christmas.
But here's the thing. That is your family. That is people that, you are sadly legally beholden to. You know what I mean? My fucking neighbor, my fucking old ass neighbor is going to tell me what I'm doing for Christmas. He can fucking eat my shit.
When someone's, they definitely should.
Chow, chow, chow.
I'm going to eat your shit now.
Slop it up there. I'm going to slip it through a straw.
Putting your turd on a hot dog roll.
Yummy, yummy. This is Emmet Walsh as the nosy neighbor across the street.
Oh, this is Cincinnati shit chili. You put it on spaghetti and you slurp it up.
Eric, you were making a point before I said eat my shit.
I don't know. No, it's just when someone is way, way too into Christmas, especially with characters in this movie that are you have to celebrate Christmas. You have to. Someone who's super into Christmas always kind of gives me white supremacist vibes for some reason.
It's a little. It can get. It's a quick jump that way. It's a quicker jump than you'd like. And I'm not a crazy Christmas person. Me and my wife enjoy it.
We'll keep the Christ in there. You've got a bumper sticker. You yelling at people.
Oh, dude, Christ was left on the highway a long time ago.
Keep the Christ in Christmas.
I need a ride.
Did you just say happy holidays to me? I'm going to strangle you.
I'm not guaranteeing anyone who's got that also might have a hood in their closet.
Oh no, yes, for sure. That's the Christ in. I don't say happy holidays all that. I love saying happy holidays. It's fine. Enjoy your holiday, pal.
Man,
I like when I say enjoy your holiday.
Yeah, enjoy your holiday.
Whatever that happens to be.
I guess, some people get mad that people say happy holidays, and I don't understand that. But I guess because they live in a fully white town that has never seen. In New York City here, you don't know what anyone's celebrating.
No, exactly. And it's none of your business.
Yeah,
and see, that's the thing. You can be totally fucking into. I mean, we're pretty into Christmas. You guys are in my house right now. It's fucking decorated to the nines.
You deck the halls.
We get into it. I truly love Christmas. But here's the other thing. If you don't, I don't care.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where this whole foisting the holidays upon people, you don't know what people have going on. And again, to Steve's point, the neighbor thing, the family, a weird thing in this movie is how, unlike something like a holiday masterpiece like Christmas Vacation, where they acknowledge the
pressure,
the descent of the family upon your house and all that stuff. Where's fucking Aunt Trudy coming to the yearly Christmas party? Where's all these people associate with are these neighbors? You losers.
Well, that's I need to see what Tim Allen did to alienate his entire family.
It had to be something, man.
Something happened there.
He wrote another letter.
This is the thing with Tim Allen, and I think that this has been And it's not just, because he's conservative, blah, blah, blah. Him as a comedic presence, with the exception of Tim Taylor, has been incredibly unlikable.
Yes.
He's just, him being unlikable is a duck to water, and he's unlikable in this movie.
And Home Improvement, better or worse, based off of his early stand-up. At least it's coming from a perspective.
Yeah.
And just putting him in a movie trying to be funny is not funny.
Because I remember I liked his stand-up. I remember watching his stand-up, enjoying it.
They had that fun set. Remember he put out those fun sets with all the fake drills and
all the shit in there. And
because he's just telling jokes in his fucking garage workshop, dude. That's what that was.
And he had energy.
Yeah.
He cared about his showmanship. At this point, he's just like, there's this scene where he has to pretend to be an accountant, and it was very clearly like, just play with the calculator. Today.
Yes.
Just play with
He's
it.
Not
do whatever you want with
at
it.
It's just like, I'm shooting the scene. I mean, think about it. This is 2004. This movie comes out Thanksgiving 2004. So this is 2003 when you're making it, more or less, right?
Right.
Think at that point about if you sit back and think about it for a second, it's kind of staggering. If you just try to guess how much money Tim Allen has.
Oh, yeah.
And think about all those fucking movies he made all through the 90s, he's not making movies so much now. I mean, he's got that dumb TV show still, maybe. I don't know. But
he's got the Santa Claus show.
Oh, yeah, the Santa Claus show that came out.
I'm convinced because they gave him that to make him shut up about Lightyear.
Oh, dude.
Right? It's a payoff.
Oh, that could
He was trying to start Jan 6 about Lightyear.
Yes,
he wanted
that's
people
true.
to storm the Disneyland about Lightyear.
I almost think that's why DeSantis really dug in on them. I think that's really like what was driving him at that point.
I could see them doing a Stop the Steal at the Magic Kingdom for sure. Conservatives now hate Disney because they acknowledge that some people aren't white or whatever, whatever their problem is.
They're calling Sean Baker. How did you sneak in the Florida Project? Can you tell me exactly where you found the in-pass to get in there without anybody telling you?
Those rioters just like murdering Goofy in the streets.
No, because you know what, dude? I guarantee you the Disney security is way more fucking trigger happy than the Capitol Police Department. So they would just be executing people in front of the Magic Castle.
Not to mention no one knows about, the Disney Secret Police. I guarantee you, if anything ever went down, there would be like fucking in Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, yes.
Yeah.
Like the Joe Pesci army of people in leather outfits with helmets on. They descend upon it.
Yeah, like the leather Nazis. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the security force in Itchy and Scratchy Land.
Yes, exactly.
These are actually Mickey rounds. They explode on entry. That's how we
when
get them.
it pierces your chest, it explodes into 10,000 pieces, and you just hear the fading sound of
And you know what? You wouldn't look at it. You're a little boy. You wouldn't want to see this. But the wound is in the shape of Mickey's head. It's much like the pancakes.
On Jan 6th, they definitely arrested a lot of older, fatter sons.
We open on Tim Allen's huge guns. Literally, the first shot of this movie is his bicep.
It's weird too because it's a Ravenettes Christmas tune that's happening here. And I was like, the movie's starting, I'm like, oh, fuck, I haven't heard the Ravenettes in a really long time. Now we're talking. And then it's just bicep.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I think he's trying to do We Might Be Fucking on Christmas.
He's the poor bastard is just trying to get laid.
She's actually really trying to get laid too, but it never happens.
They're a sexual older couple.
They get down every Saturday night, we're told.
That's the thing is they do suggest there is a weekly standing
appointment
date.
Yeah, intercourse appointment. Yeah, absolutely.
So they're doing, but at this moment, we this shot, they're just up, it looks like they just got into an argument.
Yes, yeah.
And I was really confused because, I guess what they're trying to say is they're just nervous because Blair, their daughter, is about to go to the Peace Corps and they had trouble sleeping or something. But it looks like this is like the cover of Scenes of a Marriage.
Yeah.
It's just it just looks like they've just been through it.
Well, you could see, dude, this Tim Allen character, maybe having an argument about this daughter going to Ecuador for the Peace Corps or Peru. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want her going down there with those people, kind of a thing.
Well, don't worry, she's only going for a few weeks.
This is an insane timetable of fucking patheticness right here.
Yeah.
This only works if the movie starts the day after Christmas. And
Yes.
she goes away
Right,
and
yes.
she's gone for a year.
Yep.
This movie starts the day after Thanksgiving, and this girl comes, this 24-year-old woman
Yes.
comes back for Christmas like 4 weeks later. Come on.
She has to because she's a baby forever,
Yeah.
and her parents want her to be a baby forever,
Well,
and the
that's-
neighborhood wants her to be
Dan
a baby
Aykroyd
forever.
definitely wants her to be a baby forever. Nyang, nyang, nyang.
Keep her a baby.
Very specifically, Jamie Lee Curtis wants her to be a baby forever.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
most of the time, Tim Allen, to his credit, is like, no, we're going on a vacation.
Yes.
Yep.
We've already planned it.
Yep.
Stop this insanity.
I
But
didn't get the fucking trip insurance. Jamie Lee Curtis, we're going on the cruise.
the other side of that is that clearly he also hates his daughter.
Oh, for
because
sure.
like
Yep.
they're going to the airport
Yes.
and like he's like, I can't believe you had the day of this so close to fucking
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, well,
you
he's
had to-
pissed off. Oh, that's what it is. It's not the day after Thanksgiving. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Busiest travel day of the year. You got to fly. Rough.
God, I can't. Oh God, maybe that plane crashes. Maybe there's some problem with the landing gear, and I really luck out here.
Because
Really luck out.
and he's unlikable immediately, and then like Jamie Lee Curtis is like, oh my god, my baby's going away. Jamie Lee Curtis, man, slumming it in this film.
Big time.
They
What
ask
the
her-
fuck, dude.
They ask way too much of her, and like this was like her comedic heyday in the mid-aughts when she was doing
Because there's like Freaky Friday.
Fridays
yeah,
around here,
and
yeah.
like, but
Terrible
she is
decade.
just fallen down in this movie like Jim Carrey, and I'm like, that's not Jamie Lee.
Dude, you have beloved Hollywood icon, scream queen for life, Jamie Lee Curtis, sliding across a fucking grocery store floor. I mean, it's humiliating.
Well,
she's humiliating herself in the fucking tanning bed scene.
Well, they're trying to. I think they're trying to start a new era of Scream Queen, where it's not so much, a horror screaming as just like worried screaming, because there's a lot of her going like.
Oh, well, that's what's
Yeah.
weird, right? Is I
Yes.
think they're capitalizing on the fact that they have Jamie Lee in this movie, because like part of it, like the comedy is like the horror of the holiday,
Yeah.
especially when things start getting madness or whatever. And she is definitely doing some Laurie Strode screaming in this movie, no doubt about it.
Her whole thing is like she's trying to be like a Midwestern, aggressively not pleasant to me personally, pleasant to someone listening probably. But you know what I mean? Like I'm the mom in the Midwest, and I'm making my honey hickory ham.
Yeah, it's Cindy Walsh syndrome.
Yes.
She's got a Cindy Walsh haircut, more or less. I've never seen Jamie Lee Curtis with a worse haircut than in
It
Christmas with the
looks
Kranks.
so bad. I don't understand how bad this
She looks so much better now. It's been 20 years. Like
Yes.
she looks amazing right now.
I also think maybe there's something with the color correction or
Yes,
something, because
something.
her and Alan look pretty red or orange or
Yes.
whatever, even without the tanning.
Yeah, before the
sequence.
fake tanning,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, it's them trying to sell her as a mommy after
Yeah.
like the whole interesting thing about Freaky Friday is that like she does get to look modern because
Yes.
she's also playing Lindsay Lohan's character.
right,
So they
right.
give you the whole thing, but now she's just supposed to be like plain Jane in this.
But yeah, so she is like, oh, my baby. And like Tim Allen can't get there. He's like, well, enjoy your flight. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and like you can tell like the script is asking for him to be like, oh, my little girl's going away. And he's just not there.
Hey,
You can't do it.
Hey, honey, do you mind if I just want to talk to the pilot? Would you like a drink, sir? Would you like a shot or two before you get up there?
Oh, you don't
know?
need to lock this door here. Some of the Saudi boys might want to run up here.
You never hear. It's funny. I hear that these things they fly themselves. Why don't you try that? Well, just like hands off, just see what happens.
It's kind of interesting because I think about it's Eric, you brought up the Santa Claus TV show that's out on Disney Plus, which
Yes.
I've not seen, but I've seen the first and third of those movies, and at least in the first movie, the casting of Tim Allen, especially to play the role of Scott Calvin, the guy that he just is perfect, because Scott Calvin is a fucking asshole.
Yes.
And it works well enough that like you can get to the end of the movie, and by that point, I can't recall the person who directed the first Santa Claus movie, but like he's a good enough.
Coppola.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yes. So Frankie Ford C is a good enough director with actors that he can, like, whoever directed that movie gets a good Santa performance
Yes,
out
yeah.
of Tim Allen, and you buy it by the end of it. But like,
Probably his best movie, right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, for
A
sure.
live action movie. Yeah, I would
Yes,
definitely say so.
yes, I would. Yeah.
So she goes away. They get
Francis, it's been 3 years on the Santa Claus, okay? We've got to wrap on this picture, okay? I don't care if you want another helicopter shot with Robert Duvall as Father Christmas.
And you know what? We acquiesced and we let you build this Santa's village way up here at the literal North Pole. But we got to tell you, dude, the weather is eating away at this thing.
All right, if you're going to spend that much money, fuck it. I'm also going to send a documentarian to film this movie's making as well. That will also come out as a movie to show how fucking insane
And you know what?
are.
The only snow you're gonna get for the rest of the shoot, Francis, is the fake stuff. Okay.
Yep.
We know. You know what I'm talking about.
Hope you like shaved ice.
Actually directed by Josh Pasquin, which is interesting about this is he was a big home improvement director.
Okay, so that makes perfect
he
sense.
He also
and knew him
directed
well.
Joe Somebody and Miss Congeniality.
Oh,
So he knows
Miss Congeniality. Good
He
movie.
knows his Tim Allen, which is probably a good thing. So Tim Allen gets back, and we have this scene where it's raining, and Jamie Lee Curtis needs like white chocolate, some other bullshit, pistachios, and he has to go into the store, and he's like, "But babe, it's raining."
I forgot
out.
the umbrella. Like he's going to drive all the way home because he forgot the umbrella. Which I mean, this scene is
Not much of a man, rough.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Doing vlogs it seems effeminate to me. Let's get that going so they stop doing this stuff.
Sure.
Hey, Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
I don't know,
actually,
looking at a camera is a little.
I don't know, Tim Pool, little effeminate to have a little microphone.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. It's kind of it looks like a big cock by your mouth, dude.
I would say you are the Mary Sue in this, just because you don't know we don't know how you got here.
The big dumb thing is like she's like, and again it's that shit of like you got to get the special white chocolate for this special recipe and blah blah blah, and he comes back completely fucking douched.
Yeah.
And she's like, you didn't get the white chocolate. Interesting thing right here. So yesterday I read the Wikipedia summary for the book because I was like, what did they take from that to make this?
Was that a tense legal thriller?
No, it's actually like pretty much beat for beat.
Yes.
The movie.
Wow.
But one of the changes I noticed was when they're talking about this part in the book, the wife character, Mrs. Crank, is like, you fucking fucked it. You didn't get the white chocolate. And she goes back in the store to get it herself. In this movie, Tim Allen's like, rough, wife rough, and goes back. And I feel like that is one of those like, well, it's Tim Allen and he's got to be put upon by the wife in some way. So let's change something like that.
That is absolutely it. And also, I think they're suggesting a little bit here. She tells him, "Oh, you didn't talk to Rex the butcher, my lover, my friend, my friend, not my lover," and because he rightfully was like, "No, I didn't ask the butcher about where the chocolate is."
Perfectly logical thing.
Then she's just like, "Oh, but he knows everything, and he even knows his way around the house. Oh, not our house. No, his own house."
But it's just an excuse for him to do physical comedy because you have like. The awning of the store breaks on him. He doesn't buy this umbrella from Santa Claus, who will come into the movie later. But it's like a water main break on him. It's
incredible.
What is this?
It reminded me of what happened to my father when we went on Twister the Ride.
Oh boy.
Which is to say, and I may have told this before, so I'll keep it quick. Universal Studios, Twister the Ride. It was one of those like they just shuffled you into a stage basically. And it was, you just watched a thing. You weren't like riding around or whatever. You stood there and you watched a little show go on. And wind and rain and all that stuff. So the rain, there's like sprinklers going or whatever. And my father was just standing under like a pipe or something. And part of it was like, here comes the twister. Here's the big storm. And like everybody's kind of getting like a little wet. And something kind of like creaked the wrong way, and a bunch of water just fell on my dad.
Wasn't having it.
No, well, my dad wasn't having that vacation at all, so that really didn't help.
So his response was, "You're disowned. You're gone. I'm sorry."
He started yelling at the flying cow. Actually, was what happened.
But like we don't at this point, like right around this scene, before we get to the accounting business, I need to know Tim Allen is just like, or Luther Crank is just like. you know what? I'm just so sick of Christmas already. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear that. I want to
Yeah.
hear his thoughts on Christmas. Like, it's too commercial. You know, we wind up doing this. We wind up doing that. We don't even talk
Well,
to each other.
Right.
When they end up when he does his master calculations and he looks like a fucking idiot, he figures out, they spend $6,000 on Christmas every year. That's enough reason to scale it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yep.
because as it is right now, I'm led to believe the reason he wants to do this is because he got caught in a rainstorm.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
that's the whole impetus, is that like he just it was just too much. He got rained on too much, and Austin Pendleton was making fun of him or something.
And he spies the travel agency at that point, completely soaked to the bone, and it's like tropical cruise, and he's like, say,
He's gonna get out of here a little bit.
Should go to one of these recall places.
Yeah, so he like has dinner with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she thinks she's gonna get railed. The whole thing is like, well, I got a
She's
surprise for
screaming,
you.
She's screaming. She's touching her, I guess, vagina.
Yeah.
There's something going on. She's adjusting her pants. Or
Oh,
she's
really?
getting ready
They-
for
they
it.
didn't
She's getting
say
ready
that.
to get fucked.
She's
Her-
ready to taking it out. I think.
she's taking her fucking stupid Cindy Walsh Christmas vest off.
Well, better warm myself up now. It's probably going to be an hour before he gets it up.
And this
First of all, and I
might get the dishes done while he's getting hard.
You got to
I'm
rev the engine. It's got to get warm in the car before you go.
I am
That's
so
true.
glad that this is a fucking audio podcast. The hand motion Chris Cabin just did is gonna haunt me till
Could you
I'm
do it
dead.
again for me, Chris?
No, that was a special thing for Steve.
No.
Oh, I missed it too.
No, come on, do it
truly is a
again.
Look, it
Christmas
was just
surprise.
magic.
Do
You know
it
what? I'm
again.
not
Do
doing
it again.
You keep on
Do it
saying
again.
that.
He has
Steve, replicate it.
There's a little something like this.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
bean
okay.
finder if I ever saw one.
Bean Finder General Chris Cabin.
Bean Finder 9000.
Ruff, 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 ruff. A lot of power in that Bean Finder. You got the 9,000. Ruff, ruff,
I'm
ruff.
gonna need D batteries for this Bean Finder.
That would be a
The
hilarious
Bitford Bean
bit.
Finder.
Exactly. If he did sex toys and like, oh no, the vibrator, honey, didn't have enough oomph for me, so I hooked it up to the fucking chainsaw.
I'm not gonna be outdone by a Hitachi. Excuse me.
That is what happens, dude, is you reboot. If they do a home improvement reboot and it's like, yeah, Benford switched from tools to fuck toys. Rough, rough, rough.
So now this is a sex toy review TV show. Ruff, 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 ruff.
It's an automatic sex swing, sweetheart. They get in there and it pushes you around.
No,
Shoots
actually,
her out the window like gremlins.
actually, Tim, you've barely breached the asshole. I, Al Borland, can figure this out better than you.
Let's go a special segment, Lube Corner, which is the best one.
Dude, and his inventions are so off the wall, sexy. He like flies backwards and through the wall and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's working on the George Clooney seat from Burn After Read.
Oh,
and just
absolutely.
welding it in his garage.
He's got to make sure it's just right, so
Yeah.
he's using it all the time.
Come on, Jamie Lee, I think I got it this time.
It is a classic miscommunication here because like they're eating their food and he's like, or he's kind of just sitting there like picking at it.
Yeah.
And she goes like, oh, you're not, you got to finish your pasta or something. He goes, well, I'm done with my pasta, but I'm not done with you. And that's where she thinks she's about to get railed on the
He's going
table.
to take
Now-
out his little noodle now.
Yeah, hold on, I'm just gonna go get my gun.
Now, what's sad though is like, so she's excited. This is a weird thing. Like she's excited. She's like, ooh, might get fucked on a Tuesday. This is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
But then, like, when he goes out of the room, she's like chugging wine.
Yeah,
and I'm
dude.
like,
wouldn't
if-
you?
Yes.
Tim Allen's coming
come on,
back.
man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you need to chug wine to fuck your husband,
Yes.
or are you actually excited about it?
The
Which
first
one
part.
is it?
The first part. I mean, both. I mean, it goes hand in hand. She likes
Sure
drinking,
does.
and she's enjoying getting drunk to have sex with him.
This character's drinking a lot in this movie.
She
by
is.
the
Got
way.
it, dude.
So yeah, he comes back in playing a Sweet and Dandy. I think it's a Toots and the Maytals
He's
song.
playing Toots of the Maytal on a fucking boombox with this shirt on.
Oh man,
She thinks it's sexual role play, and she's so excited. This is where she starts doing the bean finder.
this is Bean Finder. Yeah,
And
this is about
but then it turns out, no, it's this vacation idea.
the squirming.
He says, we spent $6,000 last year. I did the numbers. It'll only cost us $3,000. And now there you go, dude. This is a $3,000 windfall. And when she comes back with like, are we going to donate to the children's hospital? Just say yeah and move
Yep.
on.
Yep.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
you're
what
still
I-
saving a shit ton of money.
I don't get how against he is with the charity. Like, oh, you're going to let $600 stand in the way of this vacation. No, you are. And it's true with everything. It's like, your neighbors are such psychos that they want to put up the fucking stone. Let them. Who gives
Exactly.
a
I
fuck?
would just let it go.
Because realistically, there would be no conflict to this. It would be like, hey, do you want to go on vacation? Yes. Okay. Let's plan on having a vacation.
And if
You
Tim
get a
Allen
small,
just-
reasonable tree. Because again, you're leaving on Christmas Day, which is, for most people, myself included, like, kind of when Christmas is over. Like, you know what I mean? Like Christmas, like Christmas at noon, we're over with Christmas.
Really? You're not doing the Epiphany?
No, I don't.
You are bad. You are bad.
But you know what I mean? Like, 'cause it's just like it's Christmas Eve, and then you do the presents in the morning, blah blah blah. By lunchtime, it's like, let's just put on fucking Goonies and go to sleep.
it's
dude.
over with. I got to go out and buy batteries or some shit. Get on with my life, But that's the thing. Like the fact that this character is so unwilling to do those kinds of little things that would get these people off his fucking back. Like you said, Steve, buy the tree, buy the fucking calendar from Cheech, Marin, and Jake Busey police officers.
I don't know about that. You got to grease these fucking cops? Is that what needs to happen?
Well, you want them
Yes.
fucking
True.
poking around your house while you're on the cruise, dude? I don't think so.
Oh, you trust that Jake Busey? You look at those eyes and be like,
Oh, yeah,
that
this
guy.
is fucking the return of the wet bandits with those two, dude. Are you
gotta-
kidding me?
You have to pay off the police because
Yes, you do.
otherwise they're going to target you and arrest you later.
And speaking of paying off the police, you fucking better believe we are in the suburbs of Chicago, dude.
Yeah.
You definitely have to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to piss off the cops, and you want to make sure you're looking good for sausage claws.
Sausage claws and also the mafia. They're probably crooked.
And Rob Blagojevich is also governor at this
Oh,
point.
A lot of pressure, dude. So that's why I'm
Yes.
just saying, spend the $5 and buy that calendar.
Do you want sausage claws to bring you some chorizo or not? Do you just want the normal, spicy and sweet?
You didn't give to that many unions. I don't know.
Oh, seems to be sausage claws is senior sausage claws. Teresa, I don't know about this.
I had a specialty this year. It's a blood sausage. It's delicious. Not many people like it, but it's a very good delicacy. But it's only for good boys who spend $600 on their charitable donations. Okay?
But
Actually, sorry, but there's another thing from the book that they excise. And at this point, it's like, why? Your movie's only 96 minutes. Show me the scene where he also rips off the fire department. There's some
nice.
the fire department's selling some other thing or
nice.
something.
Huh.
He's like, nope.
That should have been the calendar, the
Yeah,
sexy
yeah.
calendar. Why do we have the sexy calendar with the police?
And I think that's what we did,
That's
a
what
little
we did.
combining.
But he does acquiesce to the charities so that she'll go on the trip and that they get laid at night. So they fuck. They do
Oh,
fuck.
yeah.
he
It's
pays his
happening.
wife $600 for sex.
Yes.
That's
It's-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
bargain.
In a roundabout way, that is what happened.
That's the whole thing is like, again, I mean, we're going to be harping this, I think, a little bit, but like, it's like this guy, like, it would make sense if like he just doesn't like the holidays.
Yes.
But like, it's like he just is being Scrooge for 3 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he's not.
Because
Yep.
like, again, like, you are not, if your trip was leaving the 22nd, then you're fully skipping Christmas. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Then
Yeah.
you're like, we're
Yeah.
not doing any of, we're not even going to be around. So why are we going to get a tree? Blah,
You
blah,
could
blah.
avoid so much of this.
But no, because they're traveling on Christmas Day. I
'Cause it's
also, like,
cheap.
if you're traditionally like a Christmas person, like, I am, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, even if I'm going somewhere on Christmas Day, I want a tree for like the 16th. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting around some empty fucking house. That's grim.
I would decorate.
Yes.
If I was going on a cruise on the 25th, I'd
And
decorate.
you could lightly decorate. Even if you
Exactly.
don't do the full tree, you could put like garland around or
And also,
something.
what are you throwing out your decorations every year? Like, you've got
That's-
shit in the basement.
That's the $6,000 price
I
tag.
guess so, man.
But that's also the thing. Like it's insane that he's talking about money because he's very clearly very rich. Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
this is
well
a
off.
very nice neighborhood
They
they're
do
in
well.
right here.
Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't work, it seems.
No, it does not seem like
Yeah.
that. But like, and like $600, I'm like, you're already making the deal. Why?
Yes.
Why could you? How could you possibly give a shit about this? And it's just, of course, because that is the friction he is used to as a comedian. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
it has to be something against the wife.
But
Right.
it's so funny though, because like, what if it's Tim Allen? Why wouldn't you amp that up so he has some sort of monologue about
Yeah.
how the wife's making him do the party every year? Rough. Like,
Exactly.
he needs. It's
you could
stunning
even
that it's
do-
a Tim Allen movie where they don't have him talk as much as he should be, because that dude loves
At
talking.
the end
That's
of the
true.
movie, when like you find when he has to give that toast and he doesn't, I literally didn't know why he didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
'cause I
get
had
it.
no idea what his point of view was. I have no clue aside from he likes this vacation.
He's floating through this movie. It's just a paycheck. He doesn't give a single fuck.
Like, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is trying, and unfortunately so, because again, like she winds up doing a lot of the physical comedy, which is just embarrassing.
Dan Aykroyd and Emmet Walsh are trying.
Man. Oh, well, that's, I mean, we can, I guess, get into them right here. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is playing kind of like these people, these unofficial mayor of the neighborhood people that you just want to fucking smother with
Vic
a pillow.
Frohmeyer.
Oh,
Yeah, I do appreciate Aykroyd in this movie because he's going. It reminds me of old school Aykroyd playing a fucking maniac kind of character, like a Dr. Detroit, if you will, where he's just going full tilt weirdo.
Or
Or
like
like
going to
a
be
great-
a stay tuned you got right there.
Or Great Outdoors kind of. Like,
Yes.
like very, like that kind of a character.
Even fucking Tommy Boy. Like,
Yes,
that's
yes.
essentially that character.
Totally. And in all of those movies, though, he has other funny people to play on.
But
Yeah,
also, like,
true.
he's the villain in The Great Outdoors for the most part. He's the villain in Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Let him be the villain here. Like, actually, but no, at the end, it's all about community horseshit, and like Tim Allen's the villain. Like, no, it should be this dude, this Vic Frohmeyer motherfucker, takes Christmas way too seriously. And, and Tim Allen takes it way not seriously enough. Maybe we'll find somewhere in the middle. That's a story.
Oh, conflict.
Yes.
What a concept. Yeah, because this is just, it's wishy-washy, trying to have it both ways with every character.
Well, and it would also work if like they were both like if it was a competition. Like I think that's what that Deck the Halls movie is like Broderick versus DeVito.
Well, that's fun. It's funny you said that, Chris, because like his thing is like, well, everybody in the neighborhood has to decorate, or else we're not going to have a great neighborhood. Yang, yang, yang.
The thing also, so you just reminded me another thing. Oh, go ahead.
That's
You
what I'm
got
saying.
it.
In the book, yes,
Yeah.
in the book, there is a contest for the best neighborhood in the city,
Right.
And they win something if everyone's decorated.
Right.
Why would you take that line out of this movie? That changes the entire
Well,
movie.
instead, it just feels so fucking weird.
It's
does, it
totally
was creepy.
tossed off like towards the end of it. They make some
do they?
mention
Okay.
about
Yes.
something we lost.
Oh, okay.
Because
The
they
last
didn't-
like we won for 6 years, and the last one we did not win.
I see. Okay.
They at some point in this movie they lose, and you don't see, and someone just mentions it.
But what do you win in that scenario, right?
A
Just
fucking gift certificate to a ground round with these people. Who the fuck knows? Something not great.
something,
you get to
probably
do
nothing.
you get to do the supermarket sweep at a Meijer, and you know what? Then you have a
I'm
good
getting
time.
all the ham I can hold.
So you got Vic Frohmeyer, played by Dan Aykroyd. This movie really wants you to love Erik Sullivan of Malcolm in the Middle fame. Like,
Yep.
this kid
damn
is
it.
supposed to be the scene stealer, and he is not.
It's awful.
I have to
It's
give
awful.
him this is that because he's a child is bringing energy to the role.
Oh, for sure.
Where like everybody else is just like on a lean mix, just isn't there.
You know what I got to give him, Chris?
What?
A knuckle sandwich.
Oh, really? At this age or current day?
Either way.
Oh, okay. Just
Actually, that age. You
Okay.
can't
Travel back
fight
in time and punch a kid.
yeah.
Oh, I would be doing that all the time if I had a time machine.
But for the energy that you need for this little rascally character,
Yes.
you get that. You get the one that was just older than him on Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yeah.
Not Frankie
Reese.
Muniz, but the one in between the two of them.
Yes, yeah.
That one, because that guy was a little shit stirrer.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one-
Yeah.
he'd
That
be
wasn't
totally
this
great
one?
for it. No.
He's
That one.
he was the little kid,
The little
Dewey,
one.
I believe.
Dewey,
he
and
was
then
Dewey.
Dewey, Malcolm, and Reese.
Yes, and Reese
And then
was
the older brother.
who's barely in it.
Yeah, I
the
forget
the
his
twin
name.
brother of the.
I don't think they're. I think it's a
just
older
brother.
and younger
Okay,
thing.
got it.
It's another Masterson.
Oh, okay.
We should investigate him too. That's what I'm saying. Just to make sure everything's all right.
Exactly.
The whole thing with Dan Aykroyd, though, when we meet him, it's a thing where like, and this comes, well, yeah, and that comes to nothing, but it is kind of a funny gag of like Tim Allen is watching the next door neighbors try to put up lights, and it's like this couple, it's like a married couple, and then their adult son played by Rickety Cricket.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just drunk watching the dad like try to put up the lights and fall. And then Dan Aykroyd comes over, and this is where Tim Allen is like, oh yeah, you know, the daughter's not coming home for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, something doesn't seem right about that, Tim Allen. Like he really starts
Okay.
doing this like cult shit. What the fuck does he say here? He goes, he's like, oh, this neighborhood lives and breathes for Christmas or something. Oh, hasn't Christmas always been a neighborhood thing? No, eat my fucking ass. It hasn't.
Sick Santa Tyrannus shoots Tim Allen down.
Look, Luther, I mean, I understand wanting to get away for a little bit, but how are we to appease Maimon if we don't put the lights up and make sure we do the best job? Our savior will not come from beneath.
I wish there was a demon at the end of this movie
Yeah,
that they were
hell
trying
yeah.
to appease.
Oh,
We
man.
have to appease Moloch.
like that.
They're feeding people to Frosty.
That Krampus movie from a couple years ago was almost good. It's
Did-
just so
did
close.
not-
It's
did
so,
not watch it.
It's so close to being a good movie, but it is a bad movie.
I can't get into them Krampus movies. Can I tell you why?
Please.
It's
Goat guy.
It's the fan base.
Oh yeah, they suck.
You see all these people that are like, I don't worship. I don't believe in Santa. I believe in Krampus, and I'm like, you're an adult.
Well, yeah.
You don't believe in nothing. You're watching a movie.
I am fundamentally against trying to make anything about Christmas badass.
Yes,
Or
thank
like
you.
like
Yeah.
anything
Well, that's-
edgy or any shit. Like that's my problem with that Violent Night movie.
Yeah.
Is I'm just like, stop it. Cut the shit.
Also, just like you going all the way to Krampus, this alpine demon or whatever. Ruprecht is right there. He's a guy that wears a robe that smacks your ass if you're bad.
What's this guy's number?
I've missed Ruprecht.
It's another lesser Germanic demon of Christmas.
I
which
like that.
I knew of. Yeah.
Was
Bring
this
him
a thing
back.
where like your old world relatives would threaten you, like
Yeah.
if you're not good?
He
Warbrack, or what is he called?
Ruprecht.
Oh,
or
dude, don't say
something.
it one more time. We'll be in here in a second.
Hello, gentlemen.
I believe my mother's family would get visited by him.
Oh,
shit.
So look out,
So
dude.
what would he do? What's his problem?
I wear a robe and hit you with a paddle.
Oh wow,
Ooh.
okay.
Right on your tuchus?
It's the naughty thing.
Yeah, it's the naughty-
you know?
the naughty thing.
Oh,
He's the
sure.
disciplinarian.
You know what? Bring him back. I say, you know what? Let's get this going on social media. Ruprecht, bring him back. Bring back Ruprecht.
Because Krampus, like that Krampus movie, I'll stop on it. It's so almost good. Like it's pretty violent. And you're like, oh shit, we're kind of doing it. It's kind then it just gets a little too cute, and then it just sort of like, oh fuck.
It doesn't know how to stick the landing.
Exactly.
Like it gets up to a certain level where, like, yes, it's like the crucial moment. Like, is he really killing people?
Yes.
What's going on here? And it's just like, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. Maybe
so
who knows?
Let me ask you this, Chris, because I really love this notion of making Christmas badass is stupid. Because I agree with you on
That's
this.
why I'll never watch Violent Night.
By
and
the
I'd
way,
like to
it
subscribe
all-
to your newsletter.
It all started with fucking Die Hard.
It
You
did,
could
yeah.
A
blame
little
that
bit.
bullshit.
With the-
Well,
little
not even
with the
no,
fan
no, no.
base. With
Bringing
the
it
fan
back,
base.
making the people who were diehard about like Die Hard's a Christmas movie, who like posted fucking paragraphs on that shit. Those are the people who fucking did it.
Got to touch some fucking snow-covered grass, folks. But the thing I wanted to ask you, Chris, is where does that line stop? Where do you draw it? Because I know you, like me, are a big fan of Bob Clark's Black Christmas.
Sure, but that's not badass. I mean,
It's
I
like a
guess
horror
it's
movie
true.
set around Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
You know,
those
yeah,
are
right.
so Silent Night, Deadly Night's
Yeah.
fine too.
I
like
mean,
that
it's been a
movie.
while, but like,
Yes.
again,
So you're saying the
yes.
Krampus movie has like music?
Because it's just sort of like it's doing that like modern take on Christmas and being like record scratch. But actually, no. But again, Krampus I think is just another horror movie set on Christmas.
Yeah.
It just kind of
So if you,
chicken shits the landing.
Okay.
Got it.
That's the problem with that. But I mean, but like Violent Night is like a meme into a movie. Like, what if Santa had a gun? It's like, I don't care.
I mean, I've been saying it since I saw the fucking commercial for that fucking movie. It's literally the movie that they're making fun of TV and movies about in Scrooge.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
literally,
Right,
that is
yeah.
what they're like.
Because in Scrooge, there is that scene you see on the monitor. Santa's like fighting a bunch of guys on
Yes.
jet skis or
Yes.
something.
It's
or
literally that.
snowmobiles, rather. You know what's a
Would
great
have been
one?
great if it was jet skis.
A horror version thing is Christmas Evil. Great movie.
Yes,
Oh,
Christmas
very
Evil's
good.
really
Oh, I've been
good.
meaning to check that one out.
That's a
Actually,
good
Yeah,
one.
I
I've
watched
said
it the other year. It was great.
Elves is a lot of fun. It's
yes.
an
Elves
evil-
is fucked up.
Okay, Christmas horror is usually pretty good. I
Yes.
like that mixture. It's when it's like violent and like Santa is a masculine figure and like has like guns and muscles and shit
Well,
like
it-
that.
it's that Kurt Russell stupid movie. Like
Oh.
you know, it's this
Yeah.
new
The
memeable,
Netflix thing.
Well, I don't think
memeable
he's
version.
badass in that.
Yeah, no, he is. He's good.
Yeah.
I watched that movie. I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Looks like Eric has some higher standards for
But is he?
badassery.
No, I mean I don't like it. But is Kurt Russell like kicking people in that movie?
I've never seen them. I don't know.
I saw
There's
it
two
was-
of them.
I saw it during the pandemic, and it was at night.
it was not a Silent Night, that's for sure.
No.
But like, it's that thing of like where you're really trying to be like this weird thing of like Christmas is for kids, but this is for adults, and it's like, well, no,
Yeah.
it's not. It's actually not for adults either.
Guess what? It's all for children.
Exactly.
Because Christmas is all for children.
Yes. No, I don't want to hear about how Santa Claus fucks. Unless it's on this show and we're having fun, then yes, I do want to.
It's gonna be a white Christmas, Chris.
There you go. See, exactly that. I just don't want to hear it in like
what else can we
he's
do with
actually having sex.
So he sends the thing around to the office, dancing around or whatever. And then so like what we see next is, and this is the most insane part of this movie to me, everyone they know, like either in the neighborhood or at the workplace or like friends of theirs, like Felicity Huffman and fucking Caroline Rhea. At one point
convicted criminal Felicity Huffman.
That's right.
The second one. Totally.
Oh, right. For the crimes of education.
Yes.
Trying to buy education.
Which is like, yes, she's right to be prosecuted. But so should everyone who donates to these higher institutions that then accept their children.
William H. Macy got it. I always wonder if he rolled on
He rolled.
her.
He definitely did.
Yeah, absolutely happened.
Because Steve, I think you and I are both equally fascinated about this, and we've had conversations where it's like, he fucking flipped on her, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think he is his character from Boogie Nights.
So, honey, it's interesting that you paid that woman to take the SAT for our daughter, right? Testing 1 2 testing. You hear me? You hear me in the van? It is odd that you were the only. And remember when I said no, don't do that, and you said you wanted to do that?
Yes, I remember, William. You're never short to remind me about it. Got her.
Swarm. Take her now.
Hey, baby, could you say your full name for me? Just the Felicity and the Huffman
with
part.
the middle initial, please.
Yeah.
You know how it turns me on when you say your full name to me, baby.
I just love the sound of when you say your birth date.
Now, Agent Hawkins, when she comes out of the mall, I'm going to kiss her on the cheek, and that is your symbol to swarm on her. I will identify her by kissing her on the cheek.
But she's out now, right?
Yeah, it was
all
like a
fine.
10-day sentence.
Right,
Nothing.
and then back to a no consequence life, and
Of
I'm
course.
sure the daughter is rolling around in piles of fucking pig money anyway.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what she's doing right now, Eric.
bet.
The pig money, the pig currency.
I'm sure.
you want to roll around in my pig money?
My money slop. Ooh, my.
The thing that's crazy to me is that all of these people are like instantly condemning them for doing this. And the office, like the fucking receptionist at his office is like the next day she's like, oh yeah, you don't have any calls, and I guess I'm gonna have to find someone else to buy my cheap perfume. This everyone's pissed off because they're not getting presents from him. Fuck these people.
I mean, the secretary, I at least understand. Like, if you're not getting your bonus, if part of the fucking like fold in was like, I'm not giving my fucking secretary a bonus or whatever. Like, fuck you.
That's
at least
one thing.
That's one thing. But the problem is that everybody acts like the bottom dropped out when they said no.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
like it's like hearing your fucking father just died. Except for it's just your neighbor said, I'm not having a party.
You're totally right, because the weird stationery store guy does that when Jamie
Oh,
leaves.
dude, he's following her in the street.
Totally. He
Not
follows
only
her to
the
the fucking restaurant.
Yes, into the restaurant to start berating her.
And like Felicity Huffman's like, okay, well, you're not leaving till Christmas. Why don't you just have the party on Christmas Eve anyway? And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, why don't you find something else to do on Christmas Eve? And that's the thing. You get into these things, and my own family did it too, where for years we went to the same Christmas Eve party. Yeah. And it was like, you didn't even think about it. It was like, so-and-so's having her party. We're going to go. Yeah. And then one year this woman was like, no. It's a lot of work. I'm getting older.
Wow.
I can't do it anymore.
Did you torture her house?
Well, no, but
What do
there
you
was
mean?
this moment of
What do you
like,
mean?
Yeah, it was like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. We're a fucking family. Why don't we celebrate Christmas together? Like,
Well, it's at the very least, these are her friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are people she's choosing to have lunch with, not someone that's icing her fucking lawn.
sure, but it's still
Yes.
to be like, why don't you still do this thing? Because I can't figure out other plans, like something else to do on Christmas Eve. Get fucked.
It's actually like she's breaking up with Felicity Huffman.
Yes,
like
it is.
that's the energy that's going on
Caroline
here.
Rhea fucking drops her spoon in the soup. She's so shocked.
Just tell me how I can fix this. Tell me how I can help you make some guacamole.
This was
Just-
a
just
reminder,
let me
by
know.
the way. It's such a bummer.
Of Caroline Rhea?
Well, Caroline Rhea, I always thought was really funny, and it was just a reminder of like, she's not in a lot of
Anything,
stuff.
right?
She's not in this movie either. Like, I don't know. You
She
have
just
Felicity Huffman
cries
and
later.
Caroline Rhea. Like, you don't have
You don't
wouldn't
use
they
them.
be- you don't use them. They're right there.
It's 2004. Felicity Huffman already starred in that fucking totally instantly dated and horrible trans America movie.
Yeah, there's my wife, Felicity Huffman, 5'3". She weighs 116 pounds. She's wearing a light gray sweatshirt. She's crossing the street right now, guys.
The eagle has landed.
Hey, baby, would you just, rattle off, I love hearing your voice and everything. Could you just rattle off your the license plate to your car?
All right, Agent Stoharski, listen carefully. When you hear me come over the bug in the kitchen and ask Felicity, where's my favorite Fargo DVD? That's when you swarm. Got it?
I have a few, but this one's my favorite.
Oh, wait. Oh, God, they haven't come yet. Oh, God. Oh, it's been compromised. She knows what's going on. What's
Throws himself out the window.
William, what's happening? What's happening? She knows. She knows.
She knows I rolled on her. She knows I rolled.
It's over. It's over.
Boogie Nights was good practice.
Well, I just imagine it would be like Fargo when he gets arrested at the end.
Yeah.
No, God, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crying. Absolutely. So one of the things that's going on, too, in this fucking just volcano of insanity that is this neighborhood, Dan Aykroyd's passing out these fucking flyers, and he's like, well, it's Frosty Fest. You're going to participate in Frosty Fest, aren't you? And all I can...
See Frosty Fest.
All I can gather that Frosty Fest is just these people put snowmen up in the front lawn around the roof.
On the roof, dude.
On the roof. And do all of them have the same kind? Is it the
I
same
think that's
looks
the
like it.
idea.
Is that
is
the
we
whole
all
thing?
Is that
bought-
it?
we
And
all
like
bought
it's
the
all
same
like the
Frosty.
shamrock
There's
mask.
a shot. Yes, there's a shot at the end of the movie where you see the rooftops, and they all have them on there. But that's not all. One of them comes to life and starts waving.
Yes, of course.
So that's supernatural elements are at play here.
Yeah.
Of course.
The end of this movie, which we'll get into, I was like, I had a note. I was like, you know what? At least the movie ends, and like, there's the heartwarming-ish part of it, and I'm like, you know what? At the very least, at the end, it didn't do that thing of, you don't think Santa Claus exists, do you? And I was like,
Yeah.
it didn't. And I wrote it down like as a positive, and then the last second, it's like, like you gotta be kidding.
But before that, though, dude, and we haven't reached him yet, but that's what they're doing with Austin Pendleton. I mean, they're doing the fucking 90210. Nobody knows this guy at the party.
I know.
He knows all of us. Who's this
And
guy?
Austin Pendleton, best part of the movie, I
Of
think.
course,
yeah.
I saw him on stage this year. He was fucking amazing.
In
Really?
what?
The Tracy Letts' The Minutes.
Oh,
he had like
cool.
he had a
Awesome.
part in that. Like he was like the funny one. Like, and he was just fucking killing
He's
it.
great. Whenever he pops up in anything.
I for whatever, I guess I was too wrapped up in Christmas at the Kranks to ask her, but had the movie on, and Chelsea comes into the room, was not watching it with me, sees Austin Pendleton, who we both are aware of as an actor, and she just goes, "Oh, Austin Pendleton. I saw him do blackface one time."
Whoa.
What's the end of that story?
She's
I don't
walking
know.
down the street. What the fuck?
Thought I'd give it a swirl here. Give it a chance.
Just I'm sure it was in a theater
Yeah, I'm
context.
sure it wasn't
was-
convincing.
Yes, I just don't want to get Austin Pendleton canceled.
Well, yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
think it was in a play.
it's time I should say I auditioned for the lead in Bamboozled. I know it wasn't likely I was going to get the role, but I thought maybe.
So, also in this movie, Emmet Walsh plays. Is it Sheev? Is he Sheev Palpatine in this movie?
Yeah, I'm Sheev Palpatine.
Oh, I think your rebel friends, you're gonna find that this Christmas tree is quite operational.
Oh, I made Snoke. Made the First Order.
He would actually. Emmet Walsh as Palpatine would be
Sure,
kind of like he's just
yeah.
sitting
Oh, yeah.
there, like, oh yeah, you want this lightsaber, don't you?
Oh, I'm big, fat, and sinful.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Kentucky Palpatine. Hello there.
I mean, yeah, it's a
we
little less
gotta crush
regal.
the rebellion in the holler.
Walt Shield.
Shield,
not
Walt
Shield.
and Bev Shield.
Yeah. Oh, you want this lightsaber? You strike me down with it, huh?
Oh, somehow I survived.
Oh, I can use the Force to make myself a mint julep. And that's a fine drink to have while you're crushing the rebellion.
I've abolished the Imperial Senate. Now regional governors of direct control.
Oh, yeah. I'm the Phantom Menace, y'all. Puppeting the strings from behind the curtain.
After this, I'm going to go to a Piggly Wiggly, buy myself some supplies.
So he's like the direct across the street neighbor of the Kranks who's like constantly giving Tim Allen shit. I do love the part where he's like, boy, oh boy, you've been working at that accounting office an awful long time. Sure thought they would have made you partner by now. Dude, just
That's
criticizing this guy's career.
below the belt a touch.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, I got the feel like they must have some kind of history for Emmet Walsh to just be like, it looks like you're having trouble getting out to work today, old man.
Yeah,
and just
I like
have
that.
Tim Allen lose his mind.
I think it's a thing where, like, when they first moved in, you know, back in the mid 90s,
Yeah.
you know, Tim Allen makes some comment to Jamie Lee, you know, geez, you can believe that old man we got across the street. And Emmet Walsh, because he's like a spy of the neighborhood, already had the front lawn bug. And he's like,
Oh, old man, huh? Well, I'll get you for that.
Well, Smiley's going to have something to say about this. His report's coming in.
Oh, old man, am I? Didn't think you'd see this purple force lightning come out of my little fingers.
There is something unsettling about him. He's probably got like a barbarian house or something.
He's actually on Home Improvement a ton. He played
Oh, really?
Jill's dad, I believe.
right.
Oh, wow.
I think that was my first introduction to Emmet Walsh.
Really? Okay.
Like it just in
Mine
the back
too,
of my brain.
probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
just sort of like obviously.
I did pay way too much attention to Jill and Tim's marriage when I was a kid.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Oh
Home
my
Improvement.
God! And
watch
she went
it.
back. She's going back to school. Tim, she's using the computer. She's gonna be a therapist now. Tim.
Oh, she's going to be meeting old friends from high school on the internet. Going to find out they're doing much better than you.
They call it fuckbook. Oh, excuse me, Facebook.
Face. Not the fuck the
But
face.
one thing leads to another.
Face fuck book.
But he is kind of our emotional.
I would look
center
at
of
those pictures. by the way.
the emotional center of the movie because
Right.
his wife is sick, vaguely with cancer.
and they have, I mean, I'm not, I'll bring it up when we get to the end of the movie, but the whiff that this story makes, it's right in front of you, and we'll get to it, but like, fucking missed opportunity to have with this cancer wife. I'll tell you that much.
So Tim Allen, the other part of this thing, which again is not something that's really explored, is Tim Allen because of this trip, becomes very vain all of a sudden. He was very vain. He wants to get the tan before you go on the trip, which, you know, some say you should do, so you get the base.
Really?
You don't want to burn when you go there, kind of a thing.
Wow, that's weird. Because I'm gonna burn no matter what.
Yeah.
They make Jamie Lee fucking debase herself again in the very early dinner scene, speaking of like quote unquote vain things, when she goes like, oh, a cruise. Well, I'm gonna have to lose some weight first. And I'm like,
No,
you are Jamie Lee Curtis. No, you don't. No.
Well, and then she takes off. She's in this insane bikini. Like this
Oh
is like
my God.
beyond, like even more exploitative than True Lies.
There's her boobers, man.
There's
Oh
her
my
boobers.
God. Unfucking
Lord.
There's her whole
Almighty.
vagina. I mean, like it's just there's
Yeah.
nothing else there. It's
Well, I mean, this is after the Frosty scene where like Frohmeyer and the whole neighborhood has her in there. Like she's like, it's like orcs are at the gate and they're about to push in on the fucking gate.
Is this when he's on the phone with her and he's like, you got to get out of the house or whatever? Like, just because they're chanting like,
Where's
free
Frost?
Frosty,
Yeah.
free Frosty. And yeah, she, it would have been way funnier. And this, I guess, more of a Christmas Vacation joke if she drove through the garage door and just like sped out of there.
well, because that's Christmas Vacation is a great analog for this because that's a very funny movie about how pressuring the holidays are, and this movie is just not that.
Totally. But you do get it when she's driving away, dude. It's a great fucking Dan Aykroyd's running after the car.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought of you, Steve, because he rolls up the window and his hands get stuck and he's like, nah, nah, nah. And then it's fucking great because this is one of the Scream Queen moments. He pulls his hands out of the gloves and falls down, but the gloves are still in the window. And she thinks that it's the hands and just lets one rip you. Kinda. Listen, I was laughing at Christmas at the Kranks at that part.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, this is Joe Roth here. Okay. So today we got Dan Aykroyd running. This is going to be all we're doing today. We need preparation.
Oxygen tanks.
Everybody be safe on set.
You can only do this once. We have to make it, okay? You can't run again.
Look, we have, you know how much it's going to be a 2-hour reset time anytime we fuck this up.
If you see like a making of the Christmas with the Kranks at this part, it's like the shot is way wider and you can see what's going on. And it's Dan Aykroyd on a platform and the whole car's being towed. And he's pretending he's like running in place on this
wire
platform.
work.
No, it's even worse than that. It's two dudes in green screen that he's like sitting on, and they're moving his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Skip Cudless. He runs for Dan when Dan can no longer run. We've got quite a lot of thickness on him, as you can see.
Yeah, I've always, for the last 40 years, I called Skip my legs.
But there is one line that I don't want to miss. I think it's when when everyone's outside. Jamie Lee Curtis directly quotes Wario, and I really appreciate that because she goes, "What a bunch of losers!" And I'm like, "That's Wario's line." I lost to a bunch of losers.
I thought you were going to say at some point, she's like, "I'm gonna win."
Yeah, but also possible.
But so she is shagging ass right here to go to, and it's kind of a great O'Leary's fake Irish bar. This is kind of
in
a nice
the mall, by the way.
Yeah.
This gave me some flashbacks, Kevin, to like the Crossgates Hooligans or something that. Just like, a sports bar in a mall.
But is this an ad lib here where Tim Allen's just like, fish tacos at an Irish bar?
Oh, dude, whatever.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Jesus
buddy.
Christ, that's
Really?
a bad one.
It's so bad because it's like everybody knows those things aren't actual Irish places. You just call it fucking McGillicuddy's or O'Leary's or whatever, and then we're just eating whatever garbage bar food.
And wouldn't it be interesting, or I mean, not even interesting, but at least it would be a scene to watch them like go shopping for this fucking vacation together. But he bought her a bikini, like
Well, it's not for the cruise, Chris. It's for the tanning bed.
It's for the tanning bed. I understand that.
That's
but
why
like,
we get to see everything.
we get to see everything.
But it doesn't matter because I've already seen everything.
Right, yeah. Patrick Stewart in Extras,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
That's a show no one will watch again because Ricky Gervais has become so fucking annoying.
Absolutely. Did you catch the extras in this bar scene? The fucking perv people? Where Tim Allen's like holding up the bikini top and all these dudes are like, "What's going on?"
That could go on a lady.
Yeah, this is why we come to O'Leary's, isn't it? Yeah.
It's 2 in the afternoon on Tuesday. All right. Yeah, another round of shooters, please.
Oh, clothes are making me horny.
All right.
Clothes are making me horny.
Yeah, we're still about 4 years away from me being able to look at pornography on my phone. But once that happens,
there is actually a cell phone joke in this that's a little subtle, and I was like, I guess that's a joke. I guess it's fine. He's like, he has a cell phone, but it's like
little flipper.
And he at one point it falls when he's talking on it. It closes and falls into his pocket. These fucking things! I can't even keep hold of these things.
But she goes to the tanning salon. She gets a little bit of shit from the girl behind the tanning salon.
This is a bad, broad ass character, right?
Like she's super bronze.
well, she's young. She has to be the villain. So that's how that goes.
I don't know, man.
Orange.
You ever walk by one of those places? There is always a girl who's using her fucking staff discount way too much at these places. There always
But
is.
she's not also like obnoxious and like trying to
No,
like,
but
fuck
that was
you.
I can't think of the actress's name, but this woman kind of cashed in on that persona.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What?
she's a very like plucky kind of. We'll say like kind of nasty things in a plucky way, kind of.
Yes, that's like kind of her gimmick.
I didn't even recognize
She was
her.
probably a fucking UCB person.
Yeah,
or
or
something.
groundlings. Yeah,
No,
something like that. But so she goes in, and she's in this incredibly revealing bikini. And she's just
thought I was watching Trading Places for a second.
And then all of a sudden fucking Squiggy shows up and is like, "What's going on in here?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. This door should lock."
Yep, absolutely should.
She bangs her head immediately. This felt like almost like it was leading to
Final Destination.
Or I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh shit!
Right, that's the one where they go to the Caribbean and one of them gets locked in the tanning bed.
Jennifer
right.
Love Hewitt gets
Right,
locked in.
You're right.
Previous
wow.
episode. Previous episode.
Good memory there. I forgot about that one. Yeah, and it's just it's a tanning bed sequence. Like she runs out because she's bleeding because of this Squiggy related head smash. Squiggy, by the way, never seen again in this movie. Rest in peace, Squiggy, by the way. Michael, whatever his name is.
But and also
fitting tribute.
Michael, what's his name?
I'm sure his daughter's listening, getting teared up. Like, wow, they did it.
Rest in peace, whoever.
Guy. And also, like, and I know it's a comedy. But like, this is not how you build a tanning room in a fucking mall. You cannot have her coming out to the counter right in the middle of the fun fair of the mall where everyone could see her.
Exactly. By the way, David Lander.
Yes.
David Lander.
I think he died in 2020, 2022, 21.
2020, yeah.
Call him David Underlander now.
Oh, Lord.
But
unless he was cremated. We'll come up another one for that later.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to fix it then.
she comes out, she's in a bikini, and like this priest by Tim.
Oh, God.
Another man who Tim Thomerson, or not Tim Thomerson.
No.
Tom Upridge.
Tim Thomerson's probably still in decent shape. This guy's like on death's door.
Tom Poston.
Tom Poston, who
Is
passed
he
away.
alive?
No, he died like right. This is his last role.
This is his last
Got
movie
it.
ever.
So, but
fucking your
shit,
swan
dude.
song is Christmas with the Kranks, dude.
But like he's the
We're
priest.
saying goodbye to a lot of people today.
He's the priest.
We got to do that. You know what? On every episode, we should do an in memoriam section. The
just
end.
to
hard.
give this guy his bona fides, he was a major actor on the show Newhart.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
okay.
he was on Mork and Mindy for a fashion. I think he was someone's father on that show. I don't
He
remember.
pops
He's very
up, a
recognizable.
big TV actor, but he
Yeah.
comes in. He's the priest. He's like, "Oh my God, you're in a bikini," and it's like, "Dude, I'm crank." She's like, "I'm fucking married. This is from my husband. Even your stupid church wouldn't have a problem with this."
Yep, exactly.
You should be in a burqa or something.
Yeah,
Like, what is this messaging?
I don't understand. It's like, "Oh, and I hear tell you're not doing Christmas." Like, else it doesn't matter. Like, I never went to church on Christmas, so that's got nothing to do with it. What do you give a shit if I do cookies or not, asshole?
Well, the church might have to disown you now because you're going on a cruise.
Oh, just want to make sure we'll still get our $375 donation at Christmas, right?
I mean, otherwise we're gonna have to call the big man, and he's got.
Oh, shit,
He's got
dude.
man. He can send some people if he doesn't get what he wants.
I spoke to God, and he doesn't like you anymore. Give me money.
Oh, and just flaunting those breasts.
Well, that's the other thing, dude. This guy is spying them Hooters.
Yes.
He is just fucking staring at her breasts this whole time. Which is a great. Oh, look, the priest is doing something randy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What's a Randy priest?
That's all it is. It's just, she's out there jiggling, and he's like, what, whoa, ooh.
But then nothing puts a stop to his interest faster than Tim Allen running out in this banana hammock.
Yeah.
And I'll put it to you guys right now. Simple yes or no question.
Sure.
Is Tim Allen stuffing that banana hammock in this scene?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
maybe,
I didn't.
I think it's a big yeah.
I didn't really. I don't really remember it
Because
but-
it's
Yeah.
too perfect. It's a too perfectly round bulge.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
You know what I
perfect.
mean?
Like, yeah, unless he's got like twisted, weird genitalia.
That's also possible.
It's just like he's just
got a
like
cloaca.
His
situation.
cock is the shape of a softball. Is that what you're saying?
or like an egg-shaped penis, like they said on the Epstein stuff.
No, yeah. I mean, it could go many ways. I'll be honest, I wasn't looking down there because in this scene, they introduced him in eyebrowless face, and they don't acknowledge that for another scene. And I was like, wait, what happened? Like, I was like, did they fuck this up?
It's
What
not
happened here?
eyebrowless. It's just like very vertical. He looks like a Romulan.
Yes.
Well, that's when he gets the Botox, I think is what you're thinking
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
That's when I wrote the note. I was like, he looks like a Vulcan because he has fucking pointed eyebrows. It's very weird.
And this is like the first time anyone's ever heard of Botox. So like this exactly.
I'm at the movies.
I didn't live through the 80s or the 90s.
That's it. And he's like trying to eat food and he can't. And I mean, this is the knee slapper. This is all over the trailer. This is asses and seats town.
Yes.
And it's just not very funny.
It isn't.
Because he's just like, oh, Botox, it'll take. And again, like, talk
can't
to me
chew.
about like why he's acting more vain than not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just realized now that Blair is gone, getting older. I don't want to get old, blah, blah, blah.
There has to be something about this is our first empty nest Christmas,
Yes.
and he's excited about it for those very reasons. And he doesn't
Or I
even
want to
have
swing on this cruise, possibly. I want to
Oh,
open
yeah.
this marriage.
Oh,
Remember when you told me
absolutely.
on our wedding night, once our daughter is out of the house,
Yep.
we could open the marriage, like that kind of a thing?
Well, I mean, what you need is the scene of him. And of course, Tim Allen was not going to allow this to happen, where like he hits on a younger girl and she laughs at
Yes,
him. And
yes.
he's just like, okay, panic has set in.
Yep.
And now I have to act like my food is too slippery to stay in my mouth. This is just like, it's such a weird thing. Like, I'm like, what? Has this even kind of been talked about as a thing Botox does or anything? Like, of course not.
I
It's
guess it just makes your face tighter so he can't control his jaw.
Yeah.
Well, the
At
thing about it
all?
is the question you have to ask, and this could be a funny scene. I mean, think about like, listen, getting his back waxed is why Steve Carell is famous now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
So like, if there was a scene where it's like, okay, Tim Allen, you're this vain character, you're getting Botox, you have a lot of fun, because you have to know how much fucking Botox is he getting? Because
Yes.
like, I'm sorry, a shot in your forehead for them wrinkles
Yes.
ain't fucking up your jaw.
But it's a crazy comedy. And to, your point there, Chris, like if he had hit on a younger woman or whatever, we'd be just doing Christmas Vacation.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
And that
True.
Clark Griswold is a character.
Yes.
You understand the facets of Clark Griswold. You don't understand. You have no idea what this guy's deal is.
He's a fool. Like,
Yeah.
and it's okay with the fact that he's a fool.
Right.
But the thing with Tim Allen is he always has to be taken seriously,
Yes.
even when he's being like an idiot or something like
Right.
that. Like, that's like exactly why, like when he writes the stupid fucking the letter to everybody saying shit like, you're like, is this what's the joke here?
Yes.
Is it just
Yeah.
like, is he an asshole and we hate him or what?
because they don't do a good job like they do in the Santa Claus of making Scott Calvin a total asshole at
Yes,
the
yes.
workplace and like obsessed with the grind and
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And also, what's the joke? This movie flips right about here because the Botox is really there isn't a lot of like, oh, we're skipping Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Because then it's just Christmas Eve and it's like, oh man, this thing, you know what? It's all been worth it. Tomorrow is the cruise. I can't wait. Uh-oh, their daughter calls. She's at the Miami airport. She's going to meet them at 8:00 and she's bringing her new boyfriend for the holiday. And he's Hispanic.
Dun 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 dun.
Because
Yeah, no
and
shit.
again, this movie it's just kind of doing it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
It
kind-
is.
Well,
but it's definitely
it's doing it.
it's definitely doing
We're
it.
definitely
doing
doing
it.
it. And you're sort of on you're like, all right, is this movie definitely doing it?
Yeah.
And then when you see the sign that Jake Busey, so the gentleman's name is Enrique.
Yes.
All right, we all got that.
One of the most common names on this entire globe.
and like Jake Busey's sign, and we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Sure.
Here, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sign is like, spelling it like phonetically or something.
Enrique.
Enrique, yeah, that's what it is. And I'm like, oh, they're definitely
But
doing
he's
it.
standing next to his partner, Cheech
Uh-huh.
fucking Marin, who'd
Yep.
be like, "Oh, dude, you got that wrong. It's Enrique." Like,
Cheech Marin, by the way, I'm fairly certain the only minority in this movie.
yes.
Well, no, there's the neighbor.
The neighbor is black.
Oh, right.
That's
Oh,
the tree from. Yeah.
the neighbors across the street who leave the movie. They're literally packing
Yeah.
to leave
The
the
neighbor,
movie.
his purpose is twofold. One
Yes.
is to give the tree, and two is to be the only one laughing at this movie. Because
Yes.
he's just like, because the guy,
Yeah.
like, she's like, "I'm coming home. I can't wait to have Christmas with you guys." Everyone goes into panic mode. The whole movie shifts, and then Tim Allen tells this neighbor, and he goes, "Oh my God, really?"
What a funny premise!
I would have
They should
never
make a
seen this
movie of
coming.
this. Oh my god!
Because I mean, and once this happens, like the whole first 60 minutes of the movie are useless. You know what I mean? Like, I guess the idea is like, oh, now they have to do Christmas at the last second. So it's not skipping Christmas. It's Christmas at the last second.
Yes,
right.
And
Isn't it a suggestion like you shouldn't have like not done all the things you did?
Oh, of course.
yes, of
Well, that's
course.
what's insane though, too, is like when this all flips, Jamie Lee Curtis flips with it too, and she's like, "You were a fucking idiot who wanted this," and I'm
Your
like, "No,
stupid idea.
yeah, like lady, you can't fucking play that game. You were into it."
Yes.
And
Well, none of the things like what would Christmas invitations do now? It's not like they canceled their
Yeah.
turkey order or something.
Yes.
That would be one thing. But
Right.
like literally, it's just like, Oh my God, can you imagine? It's busy before Christmas at the fucking market.
How is any of this happening? The Peace Corps kick her out or
I know
something?
you can't just do
No,
that.
it's because romance, Eric. It just
Right.
it just took over.
And Christmas love is the most important love.
It's the deepest love.
And this girl, to your point, Eric, is 24 years old. She calls you up on Christmas Eve like, oh, shit, honey. God, that's crazy. That's amazing. We'll see you tonight because we're here, but tomorrow we're going on this cruise. And we'll order a pizza. I'd love to meet Enrique.
Yep.
We'll get I'll go to the store. I'll get whatever I can. Maybe I'll make dinner. I'll try to make dinner. That's it. That is all. You just be an adult about this.
Could you do what? If you guys want to take care of the house, that'd be great.
Yes.
No risky business stuff.
My baby's coming home.
Well, that's the thing.
And she's like, but Mom, are you going to have the honey ham and the fucking pie that I like for
anything
Christmas?
anything for baby
And
Christmas.
it's an interesting.
The baby wants Christmas.
It's an interesting thing, right? Because this is where your infantilization of your child really bites you in the fucking ass because you are too much of a fucking coward to just be like, sorry, grown adult. You can't just do this. We made plans.
Yeah, we'll see as best we can. We'll do blah, blah, blah.
Yep, exactly. And the funny thing is, I feel like on the other side of that phone call, she'd be like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the thing. Like, they don't go to any great lengths to make the daughter character crazy or cartoonish in any way. She's just literally on the phone just like, hey, are you guys doing the stuff you've done every year for my whole life?
Yeah.
She's not a character, period.
No,
Because if so, you would be like, oh man, you're going to be gone for a fucking week. Me and my new boyfriend are going to have the place to ourselves. And won't have to have quiet sex. Fantastic.
So now, everything's flipped. He goes to his neighbor. And he's like, hey, you're leaving for the week. Can I borrow your Christmas tree? And the guy goes, oh, man, this is great.
Because he tries to buy one from the Boy Scouts that he told to get fucked. But it's funny that they were going door to door selling trees anyway.
That didn't make a ton of sense either. Well, there's also another fucking lot, dude. I'm sorry.
Yes, but
you're
he goes
in suburban wherever. There's multiple tree lots.
Eric, that's to suggest that's more of a because every year before this, he was Mr. fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
This, they had especially, you pre-ordered this.
Yes.
We are bringing it to your house because you love Christmas so much.
Dude, just give him a few bucks and take the thing, you know?
That's what Jamie Lee says. She's like, you could just put it in the backyard. Who gives a shit? You told them you were going to buy it.
And then the guy, this is what's his face from Die Hard?
Charlie from Die Hard 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Charlie, you're gonna be wearing that shit up your ass.
Cough syrup?
Corn syrup.
That's like corn syrup?
Dude's just drinking what he thinks is some kind of
bomb agent.
Bomb fluid, yeah.
It's got all that white powder on them.
They sell him just a stick, basically, which is like why even accept it?
Just don't know
the gag is fucking funny though when he gets home and you see how he got it home and it's like he put it on the roof so the wind blew all the needles off, but also there's just one gingerly placed piece of packing tape holding it to the roof because it's so shitty and small. Kind of funny.
So he goes to the neighbor. He's like, "Can I borrow your tree?" He's like, "Sure." He enlists Spike, who at this point has been this antagonist, very similar to Better Off Dead. $2.
Big time.
Where's Frosty? Where's Frosty?
Although in this movie, Tim Allen fucking tackles this kid to the ground, which is pretty great.
Well, this is where the cult behavior really should shake you because you have not one, but what seems like at least a dozen teenagers rallying outside this house. Where is Frosty? And I'm like, you're a teenager. Go smoke a fucking marijuana cigarette and have sex with someone, you fucking nut job.
Trying to get laid. What are
Go
you
listen
doing?
to the Deftones.
Exactly. Fucking, do you not have an N64 or a PlayStation 2, I guess, at this point? Maybe even a PlayStation 3?
Ought 3? Ought 4? Yeah, I think we're out to PlayStation 3 at this point.
Who told you to do this? Who told you to fucking be protesting outside?
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd
did
did
it. Yeah.
They should be protesting the fucking war in Iraq.
Well, we should say the one thing we missed on the Christmas part when they are skipping Christmas is Emmet Walsh sends all these carolers to his house. Because there's this great scene, not great, but very telling scene where this woman who's a caroler drives by, sees that the Kranks don't have any lights up. Is like, are they? And she says it like it's a fucking skin disease.
Yeah.
She's like, are they Jewish? And he's like, no, they're not.
And then
they've
she
converted to the Nation of Islam.
She goes, after he says, no Jews there. No Jews in that house.
Well, then I shall continue down the block until I find one.
She goes, are they Buddhists?
Yeah, it's
like,
come on.
That is a real, like, spinning a wheel. Just pick one. We did Jews. Now just pick another
It's
one.
so weird that we let them in here.
It's just, they're black Israelites. They do a show on public access every Saturday night over there.
Horrendous message. Great music.
They got a lot of interesting documentaries on Amazon Prime.
Have you ever heard of Dead Prez?
But whatever. But no, so these carolers show up. It's very annoying. Like they're trying to hide. They do like, this is like when the movie tries to be very funny when they're hiding in the basement and Frosty is there and they try and make it look like he's scary.
Oh, hey, weird, Steve. A Christmas movie where someone goes in a basement and then something that's not scary turns scary.
That's odd.
Weird.
Written and directed by Chris Columbus.
Yeah,
by the way.
totally. Fucking weird.
Strange how that happened.
But that all happens, whatever. So
But in there too is more fucking Jamie Lee screaming.
Yes.
And what they're doing here is like what we were doing at Guantanamo.
Yes.
Just to say, they sing Jingle Bells,
Yes.
and then they're like, oh, that didn't get him out here, huh? Let's sing it again, but faster. And that keeps happening.
I think at Gitmo they played this movie over and over again.
yeah.
dude, I'd crack. I would fucking crack.
I promise that before next Christmas, stop playing Christmas with the Kranks on repeat at Guantanamo.
It's cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, the grindcore isn't doing the work anymore. We tried thrash, and then we tried even some atmospheric black metal. But you know what? We're going Tim Allen route. That's what we're going to have to do next.
Oscar Isaac is at a food court somewhere like, yeah, we did a lot of things in that fucking war that I'm not happy with. Did you ever see the movie Christmas with the Kranks?
When he goes to kill Willem Dafoe, Dafoe's just watching Christmas with the Kranks. Oh, it's my favorite Christmas movie.
You know what I just finished? It's Joe Somebody. Remember when we killed that guy while we were watching Joe Somebody?
Oh, you got to pay for that, you son of a bitch.
Oh, remember that time you broke that guy's arm watching the Shaggy Dog?
Yeah, I'll never forget that, buddy. What do you want? What are
Those
you
are the
here
good
for?
old days, the Tim Allen days.
What? You came here to try to kill me? Uh-oh. Great movie, The Card Counter.
Yes, great.
Oh, yeah.
Minus Tiffany Haddish. Everything else is
Who
great.
seems like she should be in this movie instead.
So, like, yeah, now Jamie Lee Curtis, you get your mothballs off this scene because we're going to the grocery store on Christmas Eve to get the thing.
Ham Wars.
Yes.
You're fighting with a fat lady. Isn't that always the case?
Yes.
It's just so annoying, and she's just bubbly because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, I need one of those honey hickory hams.
That's what she likes.
And it's like the specific, like she likes the Johnsonville fucking hickory, whatever. You know what? You gave me fucking 7 hours notice. It's a fucking regular ham.
This is the stupidest thing about it. It's like it's she wants this like piece of shit canned ham that they mass produce by fucking
Yes.
like
Talk to a butcher.
You are rich people. Of course you like the nice ham that's organic and shit. Like they don't like shit like this.
She knows Rex the butcher, who knows what the chocolate is.
The best is the sugary stuff in the can.
Well, I went to Rex and I asked him where the really good ham was, and he says, I don't know. It's just chocolate for me.
So we just
showed me his cock.
Yeah, we just had sex in the back room, and then I just went somewhere else to get the ham.
Well, I asked her where the good ham was. He said, do you want to get porked? And then anyway, I couldn't find the ham. I just could not find the ham.
Lesson learned, I have to be up to date on all my sexual vernacular.
But this is a very family holiday thing. Like we used to go to my godmother's house for like most holidays, and it was Thanksgiving. One fucking year, my sister really enjoyed the candied yams. Right? She was like, she got like 2 fucking helpings.
Oh, I know this.
The rest of my sister's life, it's like,
Yes.
oh, Leslie likes the fucking corn. Keep it away from her. She fucking loves it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's interesting, right? Because
That's
like,
what this is. Like, she probably hasn't wanted this ham in 12 fucking years.
but just as we sort of create like traditions of like gathering and whatnot for Christmas,
Yeah.
like along with that is also the foods.
Yes.
And it's like, Yeah, you liked that thing the one time,
Yes.
and then the next thing you know, 25 years have passed,
Yeah.
and you're still eating them candied yams.
Yeah.
You're shackled to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I mean they love this ham joke. They take this thing for a fucking walk. Because not only does she get into a fight with the old lady about trying to get one, she's also trying to bribe Andy Daly.
Yes,
and fucking,
2003 Andy Daly
trying
sighting.
to get the fuck and she's like, I will give. Here is the lease to my house.
Yes.
Give me the ham.
She writes a check. We don't know what it is, and then we get the series finale of The Sopranos with the fucking ham. It's rolling. I just wanted somebody like, oh shit!
That was a pop. Damn.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So the ham gets run over by that truck.
Yeah,
Bill's head, the ham
Yeah,
goes pop.
And stop payment on that check immediately.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Call the bank.
Yeah, I mean, she was going to do that anyway. She's like, oh yeah, here's a check for $1 million for a ham.
What I love the gag here too that's kind of funny is Andy Daly keeps looking at his wife.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, if I want to be getting fucked on Christmas, no, lady, you can have this ham.
Yes.
Because the wife is shaking her head silently, like, no, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
God, yeah, go to a fucking real butcher. Anyway, so that she winds up getting steamed trout or some smoked trout.
Smoked trout, because that's
the joke.
what could be more fucking disgusting
Yeah,
than a
yes.
piece
Right,
of smoked
and-
fish?
Disgusting.
And it's Christmas Eve.
Sounds a little Jewish to me. You're smart.
Oh, you got some bagels in that bag too?
Oh, you got your latkes tonight, I bet.
Yeah, I found one.
Dan Aykroyd's on the other end of the phone. Thank you for finally using my code name.
He's got Patrick Stewart's green room glasses on.
Hey, Spike, get over here. You're going to get your red laces tonight, buddy.
It's just the
Yeah.
smoked trout it seems
there's-
a bit coded.
There's nothing left.
Yeah,
there's nothing left to buy. I mean, there's disappearing stuff off the shelves.
That's true.
Back in 2004, we should have been freaking the fuck out.
That's Joe Biden's fault, dude.
Yes, it was. Of course.
Every time.
Oh, man. I got COVID a third time and I had to cancel the White House screening of Christmas with the Kranks, my favorite Christmas movie.
I'm gonna make Tim Allen the Secretary of Defense. Somebody's in the role. Okay.
No. It's not. I didn't say defense. No, he's the Secretary of Defense. He knows how to keep neighbors from coming over your fence, you see.
He's gonna be in charge of all the fences in America.
Yeah, he's out there talking to Wilson, so I don't have to.
And everybody's got a Wilson, and everybody needs somebody to talk to that Wilson. And that's what Tim Allen's going to be doing for America now.
Every time he goes into the White House yard, there's some over the fence trying to talk to him.
Wilson, my approval rating's getting lower and lower.
Well, Mr. President.
Oh, look.
Hey
Tim's,
there, neighbor.
oh, look. Tim's at the fence again. I'm going to go say hi to Tim. Hey, how about, what do you think of this fence, Tim?
Heidi ho, Mr. President. So here we go, getting into some Christmas magic, if you will. I'm surprised this wasn't her fucking first stop, but Jamie Lee's at the liquor store.
Yes.
And here comes Austin Pendleton, rumpa-pum-pum, just fucking creeping out at the liquor store. And he's like, oh, Nora Crank. Well, hello there.
Well, you've lived in the world long enough, Jamie Lee Curtis. You should know by now not to believe the man in the liquor store who pretends he knows you.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
This should have been an easy one to maybe ignore.
It's Illinois where we everyone's nice to each other here in
course.
the suburbs.
And we've also established
That's pretty great.
The suburbs.
living in the suburbs.
Everyone's so nice. My life is great. Christmas is my only thing that I'm ever worried about.
I prefer the suburbs to the shimmy.
The shimmy's full of crime. Oh no.
Fox News told me the only safe place at Christmas is the suburbs.
It's Crimenon is happening in this country.
Oh no, I'm gonna go to No Yeek Shimmy.
No, but we've already established that no one is going to their Christmas party because they're inviting everyone on Christmas Eve. So she's like, oh, why don't you come on by, fucking deranged lunatic who's probably jerking off to this conversation as we talk.
And it's a weird thing where he's like, so, yeah, your daughter didn't come home.
Blair is coming in.
At that
Get a
point,
look
it's
at
like,
Blair.
how do you know the name of my 23-year-old blonde
Oh,
daughter?
because I'm Santa Claus, lady. Okay.
Well, also the Blair thing seems to be be a neighborhood wide thing. They all think Blair walks on water.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's later a cheering section for Blair coming home.
Oh, I thought you meant Tony Blair. Only ally in the war, you see.
You stuck by her. She's a loyal one, that one.
Freedom fries.
Tim Allen gets arrested for being
Coke
in his
smuggling.
neighborhood. Yeah. No, then he rolled on everybody. He
rolled on everyone else in the neighborhood.
Him and Will H. Macy rolled on everybody. No, he gets arrested for being in the other guy's house, and Spike runs away. And like, this is when Cheech, Marin, and Jake Busey are like, "You going away because you didn't fucking grease our pockets, dude."
Yep, absolutely.
You're lucky we didn't fucking put a fucking bullet in your back.
That's very true. But also the guy who's watching the neighbor's house with binoculars from his house, that's the guy that really belongs in jail.
Absolutely.
The father of Rickety Cricket.
Yes.
Just peering into people's homes.
Yep.
He gets his at the end of this, Eric. He almost gets frozen to the fucking.
They should have
roof.
let that dude die.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
If you just cut to him at the end, like Jack Nicholson in the end of The Shining, he's just frozen on the roof.
This guy's calling the cops all the time on everything. and
Oh,
everybody.
absolutely. And they know when the cops see the fucking control board light up and it's that dude's phone number, they're like, "Oh, it's fucking racist Gary again."
And you know that Ricky Cricket isn't going to be doing that shit. He's laid back. He's a nice guy.
He's cool about it.
But Spike comes by. This is like Spike's hero turn here. He gets Tim Allen out of jail. He's like, "No, we had the key. The guy gave us permission." So he gets out, and Tim Allen decides to put up the Frosty by himself and comically almost kills himself.
I mean, it's the Tim Allen special. Tim Allen versus inanimate object.
Yeah.
Inanimate object wins.
And I mean, like the movie is out of gas at this point.
It
Isn't it?
really is, dude. This is like, I'm sitting there watching it yesterday and I was like, oh, so this was the second time in my life I went to the theater to see a movie because Chris and I saw this in theaters.
Jesus
by the
H.
way.
Christ, guys.
Look, we didn't pay a fucking cent for it. Okay,
You paid.
When it's
You paid.
free.
You paid with your souls.
Exactly.
Just my time, which I am fine wasted.
You guys had a good time though, right?
No,
yeah.
we both came out and it was a real what are we doing with our lives,
What's
actually.
happening here?
If we both turned to each other and we were like, if there was only some outlet where we could talk about this movie publicly.
Yes.
No, but the whole, what the fuck? It's
He's
fading
fallen.
away.
Yeah, no.
He's fallen
I
off
was
the
like,
roof.
this is the second movie I've seen in the theater set at Christmas time where Tim Allen's fallen off a roof. You cannot
Have roof shenanigans.
toss Tim Allen off a roof in a Christmas movie because the Santa Claus did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And did everybody catch the fucking garbage Terminator joke right here?
No.
Because the whole thing is like, it's the shit from the basement where it's like, oh, Frosty's alive, burp, right? And so he's got like bright red eyes. So the whole thing is Tim Allen's trying to hang Frosty. It goes tits up. Frosty falls off the roof and Tim Allen gets his leg caught in the rope and whatever. The Frosty head, they cut to it at one point, close up. The one eyeball light just goes out. And I was like, you can fucking S my D again this movie.
No, thank you for that one.
Santa.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
By the way, he buys that smoked trout, and he's like, "It's for a party. What did you want me to do? Get frozen pizza?" I'm like,
Yeah, it's a party.
Yeah, if it's a
Why
party,
not?
and
Who cares?
if it's between that and fucking a package of smoked trout, like
And here's what you do, dude. I mean, you get both. Okay.
Sure.
And so then what happens is you're serving the Tombstone pizza and you're like, look, it's Tombstone pizza. And everybody goes, oh, Tombstone pizza. And then you say, well, the other option is this smoked trout. Everyone's eating the pizza.
Yeah.
And then no one's going to think about it ever again.
But this is what then the movie turns yet again because he's hanging upside down, and they're like, "Well, what are you doing up there, Tim?" This is when Dan Aykroyd gets involved. Like, what are you doing up there? What are you like Christmas all of a sudden? You fucking commie! And he's like, "Well, no, actually, Blair's coming home in just a few hours, and we're not going on the cruise anymore. We learned our lesson about Christmas." And this should be the end of the fucking movie. The movie should last for 10 minutes more, where the neighborhood rallies together and they put on the greatest party you've ever seen.
In just a short
in
montage.
and out.
Yeah.
That's all. But no, there's still got 40 minutes left because we're rocking around the tree. We're playing fucking cool, fun Christmas music. And Cheech, Marin, and Jake Busey have to go pick up the girl. This is when you get the Enrique bit.
Right, and it's like, they have to stall because it's taking too long to decorate.
It's so cute with the little kids on a radio. Isn't that cute, Eric? Doesn't
it's
it
so
warm your heart?
adorable. Yeah, Spike is radioing in to stall,
Yeah.
and then Cheech Marin invents a domestic disturbance that they have to respond to, and it's just two cops going out looking for trouble.
Just having some fun.
Yeah, okay, let's find somebody to arrest. We'll make it up.
They actually do, because some guy is stealing stuff, I guess, out of apartments.
Yep.
And falls down because Busey puts the light on him. They arrest this guy. We never really see them traveling with, because now they're going to be 3 people in the back seat. It's going to be a little awkward.
Yeah, exactly. You'd think so. They'd have to get in the front.
But there is this it's Enrique's first Christmas, and he's confronted with the real world of American crime. Oh, it's scary.
Yeah, that's a problem there, is because you're going to show that they are doing, like, they accidentally did their job for what seems like the first time in the movie.
But it's also is this their precinct? Aren't they out of jurisdiction? Where are they taking this guy?
The weirdest part of this whole movie is when, because everyone's heart's warm. It's like, oh, Blair, she used to do this for us, that for us. Yeah. And then they're like, well, we can't pick up Blair because we got to fix the house. Fucking Dan Aykroyd just goes, you cops are going to do it. They're like, no, we're not. He's like, you want me to call your chief? Like,
yes!
This dude's got this whole fucking town under his thumb.
He's a nightmare. His Christmas tree is covered in American flags.
You do this for me, or I call Robert Prosky. Do you want me to call Robert Prosky there, buddy?
He's right up the road.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is like, if this movie took that turn into this a weird thief-esque kind of vibe, hell yeah. Where it's like, oh no, you fucked with the king of Christmas, dude. Absolutely.
The Tangerine Dream songs just start kicking in while they're decorating the house.
They dump Cheech Marin in some lie or whatever they do, like Jim Belushi.
Totally. It would be great.
I would love to hear like a 10-minute Jingle Bell version of Tangerine Dream.
I would buy that album.
As it is, the nicest thing I'll say about this movie is there are some rockin' Christmas tunes on the soundtrack, including Joey Ramone's Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight.
Yeah.
Great fucking tune that he made later in life. Not too shabby. Was very surprised to find it in this movie, I have to say.
It sucks that it has to be paired with images of Tim Allen, which really just it really cheapens everything.
Because now the whole town is just like, for Blair, we're turning it all around.
Remember when Blair babysat every one of our kids? What?
No.
This poor woman was the only fucking neighborhood babysitter.
Look, I mean, we could say a lot of things, but the thing is, Blair's blonde, right? That's kind of why we like her.
Remember in high school when she would forget to close her blinds, everybody?
And of course, who could forget the summer barbecue 2002 where I made a joke, and it wasn't a great joke, and Blair was cool enough to not tell anybody. And now let's pick her up from the airport.
We have to all do this for Blair now because everyone thinks Tim Allen's an asshole.
Yeah.
She hated cheerleading, but she sure wore that outfit for all of us. Didn't she, folks?
Well, when we all gathered on the front lawn, and took pictures of Blair going to her senior prom, that saved my marriage. That was the day I learned I could just go in the bathroom and jerk off to pictures and didn't have to cheat on my wife anymore.
And I figured out the zoom on my digital camera, and it really did a number there.
2.5 megapixels. Yang, yang, yang.
Could you send me that on a drive?
You fill up this zip disk with a bunch of Blair photos.
Zip disk, that's of the era.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got that zip disk to get me over my dying wife.
We're going to share the Blair files.
It takes a while to load up this zip disk, or whatever the wife's going to die first.
Needed a little more storage. Might move up from the zip drive to the jazz drive. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
No, yeah, I know it's 2004, but I still got dial-up. It's going to take some time.
Well, these photos of Blair, my disk ain't floppy no more.
So yeah, we're just doing all this stuff. Everything's working out. It's great. they wind up, the Cheech Marin gets the criminal. They go to the party. The party's going off fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Fantastically.
the joke is nobody knows who Austin Pendleton is. Like everybody's like really nice to him, and they're like, who is that guy? You know, that's
he knows us, but we don't know him.
He knows Enrique, or sort of like he knows Peru or
knows
whatever.
Oh, he
Peruvian,
starts speaking
like-
Spanish
yeah,
to
yeah.
him, and then it's kind of awesome because the dude playing Enrique like turns to Blair and is just like, "Do you mind if I only talk to this guy?"
Dan Aykroyd is freaking me out. He keeps asking me what I think about America, and I know those are pointed questions.
I walked through the front door, and this guy presented me with a front pocket-sized cover of the U.S. Constitution.
Like, and I have been speaking English, but he did remind me that if I don't speak English, he's going to kick me out.
He gave me a hand drum and said, "You know how to play this, right?" He just kept on handing it to me.
Oh, hand drum. I thought you said hand job. No, how to play
Yang,
this.
yang, yang. Come on, Enrique. Let's find it out. Let's go. Let's come.
We're going to show you what this neighborhood's all about, Enrique.
Why don't you yank my crank?
And again, just to keep this, literally just to keep this movie going, the power goes out at some
the
point.
power goes out. We got to get the power company
all
out
of these
there.
like little problems that like
Spike releases the criminal who's then stealing from the house.
Yes.
Oh no!
So stupid.
You lied to me, criminal. How
And then he
dare
escapes,
you?
and he steps on some Christmas bulbs that burst, and he falls off the roof, and he's reapprehended.
Oh.
reminds me of another movie that Chris Columbus was involved in.
Interesting.
Hey,
Interesting
I
how
wonder
that
what that
happens.
could be.
But
there is a funny thing with Spike, just because poor fucking Erik, whatever his name is.
Per Sullivan, I think.
Sullivan, yeah. They have this shot, and it's like kind of, the shot's sort of the epitome of everything I hate about this movie, because it's like the coming together of all these fucking douchebags to save the day. And so it's the police escort of, the Blair and Enrique coming to the house, flanked by all these neighborhood kids on bicycles.
Yes.
And you've got fucking Spike like leading the charge, and this poor kid, this poor actor, he's trying to ride this bike, and he's getting whipped in the face with all this fake snow, and you can see the kid being like, ow, 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 like trying not to lose his balance on the bike. It's an incredible shot they left in the movie.
And it's not like Creed going to the big fight. It's Blair coming home for fucking
Which
trout.
is more important than anything, okay?
I guess so.
We should say that Austin Pendleton brings the ham, Chris. He had the ham that everybody wanted.
Does your daughter happen to like the shittiest ham there is? Oh, here's one for you.
And like, Enrique, Austin Pendleton, they perform a cute little song, and this is again the end of the movie. You know what I mean? And
everybody's sitting there,
Yes.
hands around one another. What a great night. And like
Enrique gives a really sweet speech, and he's like, "Thank you for welcoming me here." Etc.
beautiful speech. Dan Aykroyd getting furious the whole time listening to it.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to have some other motivation for saying all these very nice, heartfelt things.
Enrique, I call him.
This is a weird thing. You would lose a bet if you were like, is there an extended accordion jam in this movie?
Yeah.
Most people would say no, and you would guess wrong, because here comes Dan Aykroyd to ruin this very nice Austin Pendleton and Enrique Spanish language sing-along with his fucking squeeze box out of nowhere.
It better be fucking American.
Here's some Polish music.
Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy got a seat back. Nobody likes the song? Nobody's into that? Oh, it's Christmas. Okay.
But so like, I think Jamie Lee Curtis gives a huge speech of like, thank you all for coming together and this and the other thing. And I'm like, oh, cool, credits are going to be here. And then Tim Allen's like, yeah, ditto. And I'm like, oh no, not another problem. Not another fucking problem.
His heart is still not grown the double size it needs to be. So he has to walk outside and do some little soul searching, maybe knock on Walt's door.
Well, like any good accountant, he can smell in the air when a financial opportunity is slipping through his fingers, when money might be wasted.
Right.
So he finds a way to. He's going to take his the cruise package. He's going to give it to Emmet Walsh and his poor wife.
But no. Wait. We need to make this longer.
Oh, of
First,
course,
he brings
I
over a
understand.
ham.
Yes,
Which
the
is like
ham.
the honey or hickory ham we were all just fucking fighting for. Now you're just giving it away.
And also, like, I don't know what am I gonna do with that fucking ham?
I love how he's
I point out I'm allergic to pork, so that's a big problem.
allergic to pork. I never heard that before, but
And
cool.
then he's like, my dying wife, the doctor says she's got to stick to vegetarian mostly.
But I mean, like, because like Tim Allen gets into a fight with Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I can't believe you're still so screwed. Just get out of here.
Yeah.
He leaves, and he's like, he looks in on Emmet Walsh and his wife, and it's like this idea that it's this. I mean, it is sad. She's dying, but like, that's their Christmas. Leave them alone.
No.
Like,
Here's the thing. There's a way to do it where the ending of this movie is better, makes a touch more sense, and he doesn't have to give that fucking cruise away.
Yes.
And I'll tell you right now, when he goes to that house to give him the ham, he's like, oh, yeah, seems like the party's really raging over there. And Emmet Walsh apologizes and says that they couldn't make it because it was looking bad outside with the weather and she couldn't get across the street. The way you end this is not give away your cruise. You go across the street and you say, Emmet Walsh and his wife can't make it because she is too infirm to get across the road. Let's bring the party to their house.
Oh,
it's the fucking spirit of Christmas.
I didn't clean for this.
All right.
Oh, didn't pick up after the dog,
Oh, there's all these photos of Blair all over the place.
All right, Jamie Lee Curtis, get our palanquin. We're gonna bring We're gonna bring her across.
But also, like, actually, me and my wife are just going to sit around and talk about the old days, listen to our old favorite records. It's kind of like what we liked. That's how we like Christmas. Doesn't need to have all this shit around.
There's a bunch of
you're just
people. They're breaking the records.
you're stepping out of my military photo there. Oh, no.
Oh, we're gonna play the spicy music too. We're gonna play "Walking After Midnight," one of the hotter songs known out there.
Fromar clogged the toilet up.
Wow, I wanted to have a nice, quiet Christmas. Probably my last one with my beautiful wife here on Earth, and now you've all ruined it.
Toilet backing up, shit water all over the floor.
Oh, my God. You're playing that Dominic the Donkey again and again. I fucking hate that song.
Oh, you're playing Moody River. My heart's racing now.
I wonder how far across America Dominic the Christmas Donkey got, because it's very Italian.
It's
right?
very Italian. It's very, I would wager you write in if you're on the Midwest or in the West Coast. If you're, Dominic the Donkey, the Italian Christmas donkey, jiggity jig,
People in Montana definitely know where the donkey
You think?
is. I
So?
mean,
Because they married one.
of course, yes.
But
farm
it is
country.
because
Sure.
the sled that sent the rides is made in Brooklyn. No, jiggity jig.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's kind of fantastic. If you
Well,
ask.
Steve, it's like the way you like Dominic the Italian Christmas donkey is the same way I like Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time.
I hate that song.
See, exactly. Dominic the Christmas Donkey. That's a worse Christmas song I've yet to hear. So that's
See, that's what I'm saying. You're Emmet Walsh. You're with your wife. She's dying, and
Sure.
someone's just like, "Oh, this is my fucking favorite one." You're like, "I fucking hate that donkey."
But you have to assume, though. I mean, because that Jag was very funny. But you have to assume that they have attended that holiday party themselves for fucking 20 years.
Exactly. So whatever. He's
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Tim Allen like tries to foist the ham on like, no thanks, but thanks for everything, blah blah. And then he stands between two houses. A really great
right in the middle of the street. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
Great shot. Great shot. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go back. And he says, hey, why don't you take our cruise? I didn't buy the insurance, yada, yada, yada. One thing that we should reveal at some point at the end is that he did buy the insurance and he is actually, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be kind of a nice thing too, right? If he's just like,
you're totally right.
if Jamie Lee Curtis like, I thought you were going to claim the insurance on those tickets. And he's like, no. You know what I mean? Then
You're
it's
totally right, Steve, because what it then boils down to is like, why didn't want to waste the money?
Exactly.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's a financial opportunity. It's just like, that's what did it. It wasn't Emmet Walsh.
Yeah.
It was that there was money going down
Because
the fucking
he
thing.
specifically says, oh, no, to Emmet Walsh, like, I don't have the insurance. They're going to get wasted. But yeah, it'd be cool if you twist it around at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
But Emmet Walsh is like,
well, I don't know, I got a fucking bathing suit. And I think my wife literally is dying. I don't want her to die on the Caymans.
She can't get to heaven unless she dies in America.
Well, actually, funerals are awfully expensive and decks are awfully slippery. It might be a little bit of a cost-saving adventure for myself.
Let me get your photo here, honey, right on the deck there. Yeah, why don't you turn your back to the ocean? Yeah, that's right. That hospice care bill is going to be pretty expensive. Insurance pays off triple if you die on a ship.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you run to me as you pass the pool? Just run at full speed as you pass the pool.
Oh, hello, Blair. I lost my beautiful wife on a cruise, and now I'm rich. My wife used to be Blair. Blonde.
She looked like you when she was young. Why don't you come over?
I know how to treat a lady. I'll make you a nice bean and salad dinner.
So now it turns into Emmet Walsh in X.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can rent my guest house. What are you filming in there? Uh-oh. Blair's getting naughty and I'm getting horny.
He wakes up in the middle of the night to a mirror and is doing like, you still look beautiful. You still are everything I ever wanted.
And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hill.
Oh, boy.
Whatever. That scene fucking tells you that they are more than just fuck flick actors, and he's a very talented guy.
Sure.
It validates itself. You, Chris Cabin, you rolling your eyes.
Song.
Fuck
I
you.
love that.
I fucking hate that.
No,
scene
he's
so much.
this fucking looking at right here.
I fucking hate that scene so much.
Because you think
It's
porno
fucking
people
terrible.
can just fuck and that's all they do. You just want him to fucking come all over Britney Snow's tits and that's the end of it.
sounds
well, he's a
beautiful.
talented musician. It's
No.
Kid Cudi, goddammit.
I know who it is. I think everybody knew who it was. For sure, they
Mr.
said
Sherman.
King Cudi in X.
Yes, Mr. Sherman. Everything
Oh
stinks.
man, I'm happy to have not a strong opinion either way on that movie.
There you go.
I like that movie until the landslide. Like that scene specifically, fucking, I hate it.
Which I knew you did, which is why I brought it up
I
and
know.
poking the little Chris Bear.
I
over there.
know.
So whatever, he gives them the fucking thing, and at the end, the criminal gets knocked out by Austin Pendleton Santa Claus, and he's like, "Well, I always work on Christmas. Bye, everybody." And he goes into a bug, and I'm like, because he goes into a bug, and because he's just the fucking the umbrella salesman, I'm like, we didn't do it. We got out of it. We didn't do it. We didn't do it.
Didn't we?
Hold on.
And then very much like the
I think I should shanty out the windy.
it is a thing. It is very similar to the end of Christmas Vacation because he's outside looking at everything.
Yep.
She comes out to him and she's like, I heard what you did for the Shields. That's so sweet. I can't believe it. And this will be a great time. And she's like, I thought you were going to take the insurance, you old softy. But no, we don't say that.
No.
But I heard what you did. That's fantastic. You are a great guy. Kiss. And the joke is, maybe we'll take that cruise next year. Ooh, Christmas with the
Yeah.
Kranks too, possibly.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Tropical vacation. Yeah.
Christmas with the twos.
But then it ends. We get a helicopter shot of the neighborhood. The Frosty comes to life.
He turns
and
around and fucking spikes that camera immediately.
I was like,
Scary,
what the
dude.
fuck is going on? And then
I
Austin,
need souls. And then yes,
Austin
Santy.
Pendleton
Yeah.
in the bug is being pulled by reindeer. And he's like, Merry Christmas.
Oh, man. Kiss the darkest part of my ass. Now, here's the other thing. Written by Chris Columbus.
Sure.
Okay. Now, just some folks, a little inside baseball here, but the production of the show. Today, we have met to do this episode and record our commentary on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Which
Where
will be on patreon.com/weademovies.
I'm fairly certain that at the start of that movie, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think this is the one that starts with they're going back to school and it involves a flying bug.
It does. It's the right one.
Ooh,
You're
Yep.
interested.
Okay.
Oh,
And like, dude,
connected.
Chamber of Secrets was already out. I'm pretty fucking certain because Chamber of Secrets, I think, was 02.
That
And
sounds
this
right.
is 04. Dude, I mean, whatever. Fuck J.K. Rowling, but like, you ripped that lady off with this idea.
Well, it's also like who else knows? It's not like we know what he drives really. Like it's not a big part of the movie. to
You
know
only see him get in the car seconds before you see it
and
flying
I'm
later.
like, so what is this even? What? Why?
It's
Who
nothing.
cares?
It's nothing. Get your jacket, Chris. The episode's
The
over.
movie, thank you. The movie's over. The episode's over. I agree.
That is true. That is Christmas with the Kranks, a holiday non-classic to be sure.
Yeah.
Can I be presumptuous here? It's a non-recommend for everybody, Steve?
No, it's really like it doesn't commit to anything. I do think if there was a world in which Tim Allen was way not into Christmas, Dan Aykroyd was way into Christmas, and they had to meet in the middle, and somebody learned a lesson somewhere, that would be something. That's not what this movie is. It changes the premise 3.5 times. Each time it's worse than the last, and it's out of gas from the start.
Chris Cabin.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the issue is Tim Allen. Tim Allen is not good in this. He's not usually good in anything, but like specifically here, like you need some variable, some like emotion, some kind of sense that this is a father who cares about other people, and Tim Allen is not up to the job. He just does not. It doesn't seem like he cares about anybody, and like it's Christmas time. Otherwise, I might care, but not care. But like it's Christmas, you're supposed to care,
right?
So yeah, fuck it.
Well, I disagree completely. I think this is a holiday classic.
Look at this.
I think this is going to be playing for quite some time in my house.
Did you get the 4K?
No, it's painful. I was kidding.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay.
That's it for me.
That's it. All right, that's good.
Fuck it.
It super sucks. The aughts and like the resurgence of a lot of like big budget Christmas movies. I mean, they'll have they're giving us a sandbox to play in for years because there was a lot of bad ones made, and this is like one of the bigger ones. And there are better Christmas movies out there. That's the cool thing with holiday movies. There's a fuck ton of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can ignore the bad ones, and that is going to do it for our discussion on Christmas with the Kranks. If you want more We Hate Movies, check out patreon.com/We Hate Movies. We're speaking to Jamie Lee Curtis this month. We have a We Love Movies episode all about James Cameron's True Lies.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, baby.
A lot of fun on that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a holiday geared animation damnation.
That's right. We're doing the Elf on the Shelf origin story from Netflix.
So we see how he was like some humdrum businessman and his soul got put into the elf doll.
Yes, exactly. And then he has to live inside your house and rat on your children.
Dormammu! Or whatever the fuck.
I'm ready to bargain. Hey, Dormammu.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking. I was trying to think of the one from Chucky. What's that one? It's another demon name.
It is.
Dambala.
Yeah,
or something like
I
that.
always get them confused, those two rascals.
So we got that going on. As I mentioned, just in time for the holiday season, we, of course, be releasing our final syncable commentary of the year, which is Chris Columbus's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
We also have a once in a lifetime on the very surprisingly popular A Christmas Prince.
Yes, the Netflix movie A Christmas Prince. You've probably seen it 30 times by now, listener. Well, we did a full-length episode on that, and it's at the top tier of our Patreon. And it was a lot of fun to talk about.
Absolutely.
Who we gleeping with this
We
month?
are gleeping with Zam Wesell, who is a prequel character from Attack of the Clones you see for 5 seconds before
Excellent.
they die.
That is the kind of Gleep glossary entry
Yes.
I want right before Christmas.
I feel
5-page entry, I assume.
no, it's a shorter one, Chris. But
Okay.
you know what? There's gonna be a barrel of laughs on it.
Okay.
And a big barrel of laughs. And you know, if you sign up now, you unlock everything we've done.
That's
So
right.
you could get last month's episode on Chewbacca, which is 1 hour and 7 minutes long.
Yes,
And if you signed up now for the Chamber of Secrets, you get the first Harry Potter as well, including all the Twilights, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, our
Ouch.
commentaries. You know, I'll say maybe 2023 get a little early New Year's resolution here.
What's that?
Okay.
Kind of kick back a little bit, maybe do a power hour commentary. Just one.
I like
Just
that.
one.
I like
One of the
it.
four.
Out of
Right.
retirement. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's right. So we'll see what happens. Now, Steve, here on the main feed, we're keeping the Christmas theme going next week, are we not?
We are. We're keeping the Chris Columbus theme going.
That's
It's
right.
Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
Oh, yeah. One that I feel is going to split the room a little bit. We're going to be bringing my wife, Chelsea, on, who's a big fan of this movie, as am I. I don't think everyone in the room is a big fan. And you know what?
No.
That's okay, because there's nothing wrong with making
gonna
fun of Home
be-
Alone 2.
I'm going to be wearing my pigeon coat.
Oh,
See
yeah.
how I feel.
So that'll be like, oh, that's why he smells like shit.
And I'm gonna
This
be
is
wearing
time.
I'm gonna be wearing a pigeon costume, and I'm gonna shit on him.
I am going
That's
to
good.
tape it.
Yeah, totally. This is
Dude,
the
tape
first
it.
video podcast episode.
Oh, put that on a zip disk for me.
Oh, get that on your jazz drive. Oh, shit. Anyway, until next week with Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Shader.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.